you do any of your states, or did you say F it?
Well, I did all of them, and I think I'm right about all of them, except New Hampshire is the only one I'm not confident on.
Okay. Do you want to start going through them? Who
Yeah.
you got for? Okay, go ahead.
Have the list. Otherwise, I have to pull
Yeah,
it up and read it while I go.
I have the list. Who do you have for Arizona? This is considered a swing
Okay.
state.
Trump.
Trump.
And I'm confident about that one. I'd say Trump. I'm confident Trump wins Arizona.
Why do you think that?
Because, first of all, in Arizona, immigration is a front rank issue for their voters, and they largely favor the Trump immigration policy. And also, I like what I see in the real polls, not the fake polls. I don't read those, but the real polls all have Trump winning.
I agree. I think that's definitely a state you could pull.
Mm-hmm.
It's very up in the air, and I think you're absolutely hit the nail on the head with the immigration, being such a thing. And in the last year, 2 years of his term, it hasn't been as big as when it initially was, but I think that he did make lasting impact.
Yeah, and I wish I had more sophisticated analysis to give you, but I'm kind of going off the cuff with these choices.
I mean, I use like commie liberal governors a bunch of times in my explanation, so don't feel too bad. Who do you have for Connecticut?
Biden.
Okay. You got a quick answer why, or just because the Northeast is so blue?
Yeah, that's just one of the states that's going to go for the Democrat. It's not, from what I've seen or what I've heard, it's really not a battleground state. So, I mean, I don't really see the point in sticking my neck out and calling it Trump in states where that's probably not going to happen. Plus, Trump doesn't need to win every state, so it's not a concern.
That's true. How about Hawaii?
Also Biden.
Really?
Yep.
You don't think the Tulsi impact's going to have, after how she destroyed Harris, isn't going to sway any voters, or no?
Well, if anything, that would discourage them from voting for Biden. However, I don't think that Trump wins.
Cutting out.
I mean, it would be once he actually formally endorsed Trump, but that didn't happen. So
I don't think she can.
It's just a traditionally Democratic state.
Okay. How about Idaho?
Idaho, yeah, that's Trump. That's, just obvious Trump country. It went for Trump last time. And it's a mostly white, rural, middle class state. So that is, that's Trump to a T. No pun intended.
Fun fact: Idaho is one of the most far right states in the country. Have you guys heard of their? Have you heard of their lieutenant governor?
No.
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah. Ask Driver about her. I sent Driver a ton of shit about it yesterday. But she is like very far right. Like she supports 3%ers. She's like taking pictures with 3%ers. So in Idaho, I don't know if this is how all states work, so I'm not that familiar with like state elections, but you vote for a lieutenant governor and you vote for a governor. So they don't run together. But so she was elected as the lieutenant governor, and Bill something, I can't remember, Bill Little was elected as the governor, and he's Republican, but she has done nothing but criticize how he's handled like COVID. She when she was a senator there, she cut Medicare across the board. Like she's incredibly like far right, and she's pretty hot for a 57-year-old woman. She was driving around in a giant van with American flags on the side, with a pistol out of the side, supporting or like calling out COVID stuff. Janice McGeechan is her name. Just look her up. That's who I want for president after Trump dynasty's over. Who do you got for Kansas?
Sounds good. Trump. Similar reason. You know, it's a conservative state. It's a rural state. It's just those people vote for Trump.
Maryland?
Democrat, especially, you know, Baltimore. It is interesting, though. One thing to look out for there, states that have cities that get hit by have been hit by riots. I want to see if there's not some backlash against the Democrats over that. Not to say that it tips the election the other way, because certainly that won't happen. But look at the numbers and see if there is a dampening in turnout, especially among black voters. Because, you know, there's this thing where the people who have, you know, been condoning the riots, their justification is that it, you know, is to help black people and it's Black Lives Matter. I think that the black people who actually live in those communities, most of them probably don't appreciate riots. So, you know, look to see if there's not some effect to that effect. Yeah.
Yeah, they're one of the states that when after the Freddie Gray riots, when they tried to abolish the police or like limit the police, like all the citizens were like, no, like in like West Baltimore, we're like, no, please don't. Like we rely on them. I'm really interested to see how Kimberly Clackett does out there. See if she can win the Senate.
Yeah.
She's the
She's
the gal that did the commercial, the black gal from West Baltimore that did the big commercial, like walking around West Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yep. She seems to be. She seems to be well. Of course, she's a Republican, and she seems to be quite a looker. And I like the
Yes.
things she says. Don't know a ton about her, but definitely look forward to seeing the result she gets.
What do you got from Missouri? This is a fun one.
Trump. Yep.
Okay.
Similar rural southern state, Republican. It's, you know, not hard to call.
New Hampshire, land of the free.
Okay, so in my entire list, I had 2 battleground states, at least what I consider battleground states. The first one, of course, was Arizona, which I said went for Trump. New Hampshire, I'm less confident about. Isn't there something funny about New Hampshire that some of the votes go, or that the votes don't all have to go together?
That's Maine.
Oh, that's Maine. Never mind.
Yep. In 2016, they had 2. Was it 2 Democrat and 1, or sorry, they had 3 Democratic electoral votes and 1 Republican electoral vote.
Okay, yeah, so that's Maine. New Hampshire, I'm going to call for Trump.
Okay.
2 reasons. One is an overall trend that I'm expecting in in all states, that I think there's going to be a great turnout among rural voters, which obviously breaks in Trump's favor. I also think that there's going to be a great turnout among male voters. I think this is, in terms of the gender breakdown, I'm going to say it could be 50-50, which usually it's not 50-50. Usually it's like 52% female, 48% male. Just because, first of all, there's fewer males in the population to begin with. And then, I don't know, maybe women are better at showing up to vote. But this year, I think there's going to be a lot of male enthusiasm, which doesn't mean that they're all going to vote for Trump. but I think it bodes well for Trump because mail's break in his favor. And
Soy boys do exist, though.
Yep, and that's unfortunately a reality that I'm aware of. But yeah, I was talking about New Hampshire. The second thing I was going to say about that is I believe in the primaries, Trump had a great result in New Hampshire, and I think, that's evidence that there are a lot of people there who like him. I don't remember actually how New Hampshire went last time. Do you know that offhand?
I can look it up.
I imagine they went blue. I think everyone northeast did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the interesting thing is New Hampshire is considered land of the free, or like the free something project, and yet it's historically a blue state, which is, in my opinion, the opposite of freedom.
2016 New Hampshire, 47% blue, 46.6 red. So damn close last year.
Yeah, so it was
didn't have majority.
Okay, so yeah, so here's my final case. It was close last time. I think the country is trending in favor of Trump overall. I just feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
I don't want to set anyone up for disappointment, but if I'm going to call predictions, this is one state where I'm going to stick my neck out and say I'm calling it Trump. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I think this is one state where it's worth taking a chance that it could go in that way. And I do believe that sometimes you speak things into existence. So maybe if I say Trump will win, then he will win.
If you just believe.
Yep, and that is all I have to say about that.
Nice.
Rhode Island.
Democrat, Biden. Yep.
Pretty simple. And last but not least, and I think this is a pretty easy one, Alabama.
Well, seeing as how they already called Alabama for Trump, but even before that, I would have called it for Trump. So there you go.
Oh, 20.
Although I do know at least one Alabama Alabaman who voted for Biden.
Terrible.
All right, so you had you had 4 states, Biden, 6 Trump. You gave Trump 44 electoral votes, and Biden got, let's see here, 14, 24, 25.
Yeah.
All right.
Fortunately for me, I think I probably got, fortunately for me, I think I probably got one of the easier lists because I think, like I said, I only really had 2 states I would consider battleground states. So, I don't envy any of our colleagues who may have tougher calls to make. And if I happen to do well, I won't gloat about it. But if I didn't do so well, maybe shame on me because I thought I had an easy list. Yep.
If you nail it, you better just start being like, I told you guys, Trump 2020 all the way.
No, you see, I have a few friends I've been talking to the last couple of days who are, they're all Democrats and they all voted for Biden.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing to them about this election that I'll say to everyone. If Biden wins, I'm not going to cry about it. If Trump wins, I'm not going to gloat about it. I already cast my ballot, and that's all I can do. Beyond that, it's up to fate. I have no control over the outcome. So, at this point, I've entirely made peace with the process. I have, I feel an internal state of calmness and equanimity. And I just look forward to tomorrow when hopefully the election is called. If it's not, I'd be very sad about that because that means there's been some drama. But
Yeah.
hopefully the election gets called tonight, so there's no drama and social media chatter will shut up early.
Yeah.
And that's about all I have to say about that. So, someone else can take it from here.
Well, that's very big of you.
So
think.
driver's not coming on.
No, he's working.
At all?
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it
No.
on. I was messaging him.
He has to work tomorrow. What he
Oh.
said.
Thought he works tonight. He said he has tomorrow off. I guess I don't know. Don't listen to me. But
So he went Oregon, Biden, Iowa, Trump, North Dakota, Trump, Maine, Biden, Washington State, Biden, Massachusetts, Biden, Nevada, Biden, Georgia, Trump, and New Jersey, New York, Biden, which gives Biden 64 electoral colleges and Trump 25 electoral votes.
wow. Makes sense though.
Ryan, what do you got?
All right, where we start here? North Carolina.
Yep.
This one's a toss up. It's been leaning more Republican majority of the elections. I think 2008 it looks like 0.3% Obama took it. So other than that, it's been heavily Republican. So I'm going to have to give that one to Trump on North Carolina. I think that he'll end up taking it again like he took it last time around.
Big swing state.
Yeah, that one's right on the edge, but I think that that's going to go his way. Then we got Kentucky, Trump. That one's easy. Let's see here. Indiana, that one, another one that I think is going to go Trump. I can't see that one going for Biden. Hillary only got 37.9%, while Trump got 56.8%. So I can't see that changing. Louisiana, Trump.
That's easy.
Yeah, another easy one. Alaska, this one, I mean, they have been Republican, what does it say? A long ass time. They only went Democrat once in 1964. For Johnson, it says. So I can see them sticking red. So I'm giving Alaska to Trump right there. Ohio, this is a toss up. This one could go either way. It's looking like because about not quite every other year, but seems like 2 years Democrat, 2 years Republican. Trump won it last time around by a pretty significant margin. I think he'll take it again. He won by, was this 6%, 7%? So I'll toss that one Trump's way just because of how last year went.
Okay.
Pennsylvania, this one says that it leans Biden, and I could see that. They've gone heavy Democrat for a long time, from 1992 to 2012. But then just last year, Trump won that one by 0.7%.
So it's on TV right now. Do you want to know what the 7% of the polls say so far?
For Pennsylvania?
Yep.
Well, it's looking
What does
blue
it say?
right now.
Yep. 60-40 Biden.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
But that's one of the states that I think that they're not going to call until the DOJ in Philly is being a real asshat.
Oh, okay. When I look at it online here, it says only 5% reporting.
Yep. TV just said 7%.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you said that.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Long way to go.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give that one to Trump, too.
All right.
Maybe I'll give it to Biden. I don't know. Let's come back to
We'll come
Pennsylvania.
back to that.
Nebraska,
Okay.
Trump. I think that's a safe one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michigan, this is a tough one. This one's
This
real
is a
tough
hard one.
because he barely got it last time around. Just got it by 0.2%. And they typically, Democrat run state since
Big union state.
1992 all the way up until 2012. They had the D. So I want to say he gets it again just because of how things have gone in Michigan. And I just think that if Trump won in 2016 with everything that was up against him and he had nothing to show for, and now he's got 3 years of it under his belt and we can see what he's done, I think all of that just plays in his favor and he's going to do better than he did then, because last time around nobody had any idea what's this guy like. And now that we've seen 3 years of Trump, like, I think he's going to take it again. So let's give him Michigan.
Wow.
I told you, man, when I looked at these, I'm like,
All
they're
right.
so close, but I think I got to give them all to Trump. Tennessee, Trump. Easy.
Yeah.
I guess we're back to Pennsylvania. I don't know why I'm debating more over Pennsylvania than Michigan. Michigan's going to be a lot closer, I think. But I don't know. It says it leans Biden. I'm going to give it to Trump.
Wow, you went through 3 giant swing states and named them all Trump.
I know. But it just
You might have just handed them in our election.
Well, I think Ryan's feeling the same thing I'm feeling. I feel it in my bones that Trump is going to win. So,
yeah, despite what the media says, because I don't listen to jack shit. Like you were saying, Logan, the polls don't mean anything. I go based on what I see from real people, because they never ask me how I feel. I never get polled. I don't ever hear about anybody else getting polled. So who are they asking? A bunch of senior citizens in one particular district? Like, I don't know. I don't think their polls mean shit.
Yep. See, so the thing is, there's a lot of hidden Trump voters, meaning people who will vote for Trump who won't respond to polls. And the pollsters don't try all that hard to find hidden Trump voters. And you know, the final thing I have to say about the fake polls is when the polls are wrong over and over, and they're always wrong in the same direction, meaning in favor of the Democrats, you know that they're not credible.
Yeah.
And, people try to say it's a matter of statistical error, but if it's statistical error, they should be wrong just as often in both directions.
Yeah.
But they're always wrong in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's not statistical error. That's fraud.
Well, yeah,
the polls are fraudulent.
When they're saying Hillary was going to win like 96%, like, who are you polling if you were that far off? Like,
but if you remember,
that's terrible.
It was voting for Trump in 2016 was something that the people had to be quiet about. You got to remember that the left has fully controlled the culture war at that point. And if you say that, you're torn to shreds.
Right.
So a lot of people just didn't say anything, and they spoke at the polls.
Yeah. I think we're going to get a lot of that too this year.
So you gave Trump 115 electoral votes, which
I know
is a third of what he needs.
I know.
All right, so Richter.
I went all in.
I'm for it. We're not making money off this, so
I know.
It's not. I would bet a lot differently than I feel.
Right.
So Richter said District of Columbia goes to Biden, and his note was see riots in the summer. I mean, the swamp's always been pretty blue, so I'll agree with him. New Mexico, a reliable blue state in the western portion of the country. It is highly likely that this result will repeat itself as it did for the last 5 electoral cycles for Biden. South Carolina, Dixie. Although Lindsey Graham's Senate seat is up for grabs in this current cycle, it'll be interesting to see if voters have had enough of Graham and can separate voting against him from voting for Trump for the executive. But he thinks that Trump gets it. Vermont is Bernie land. Will fall in line and vote the D, Biden. Mississippi, Dixie, Trump. Arkansas, Dixie, Trump. Illinois, he has Chicago, Biden if the city doesn't kill itself in the final week leading up to the elections. South Dakota, considering the popularity of the current governor and her response to the virus, it is safe to say the state will go 6 of 6 voting for Republican, as the last 6 electoral cycles say Trump,
Makes
which I
sense.
think that's true.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, oil fields, Trump. West Virginia, in more recent history, the Appalachian state has firmly been in Republican hands, as unlikely the current history will deviate from the norm, Trump. So he gave Biden, 30 to 31. So interesting. Real close in his states. And then mine, that's where my prep work comes
right.
into play.
Let's hear it, big guy. What do you got?
So I got the wonderful state. Oh, hey, we just read your states.
Well, here he is.
Johnny Rick. Richter.
How you gentlemen doing this fine evening?
Good. We just covered your
Yeah,
states
fantastic.
outside of Minnesota. Do you have any comments or anything you'd like to make on them?
How am I polling right now? How am I doing?
You went 30 states Trump, 31 states Biden, or electoral votes. So you were dead down the middle.
31 for the electoral.
Yep.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you did give particular states that will allow for that, including DC, which I don't think should have any voting rights. You should split that up between Virginia and Maryland, but I digress. Fuck those coasties. Anyhow, what an interesting set of events. Florida for Trump, but Ohio now in question. A fascinating development.
Definitely.
Okay, I haven't covered Florida yet, so don't ruin that.
Well, it's
All right.
Gary. It's a bit late.
Yeah.
We're a bit behind, and your boy might have the supposed pandemic.
Well, I hope you are just asymptomatic and that don't actually get infected.
Possibly. Oh, now that's a bit colder. Never mind.
So what I have for us here, I got the wonderful state of Texas, which is surprisingly not as strong red as it used to be. Progressive movements in large cities such as Austin, San Antonio, and Houston are playing its part, such as Beto almost beating Ted Cruz in 2018.
It's just thinking of that.
They have a progressive base and they're big enough to let it show, and a lot of people are moving there because of their taxes. I think Texas holds red, but it's close.
Yeah.
Give it to Trump.
I feel that.
Utah. How much of an influence do Mitt Romney supporters factor in here? The old liberal Mitt saved the day with ACB, but he also did not rep the red during the impeachment hearings. So we know he's not a fan of Trump, but he's a fan of the process. I think that if Trump loses Utah and it's 6 votes, I think Mitt's out, and I think he knows that. Historically, Utah is a state that does end up being red, but we saw one of the strongest elections by a third-party candidate in 2016 with their independent voter from there. He polled very stronger than any third-party candidate in any state. But I'm giving it to Trump. Wyoming's pretty easy. Cowboys like their guns and oil. Trump 2020, baby. Wisconsin. This was a tough one. I'd love to dial Trump in for the win here, but the state losing its Republican governor for a commie blue governor, I think it'll go to Biden because they're getting really hardly hit with the virus right now, and the media is really scaring them. So I think that last-minute poll indicators and the whole blaming Trump for coronavirus, I think that's going to sway it. But also, let's not underestimate the Kenosha cookout and what that's doing to mobilize Republican voters. The biggest factor I think the riots have in everything is that it's going to make the Republicans who wouldn't normally vote for Trump and probably wouldn't vote at all, seeing this shit, knowing who's responsible, I think that that's going to make them come out and vote for him. But I do think it will go blue, but it's going to be close. Montana, it's always a state that's closer than Republicans would like. I don't see Biden winning, though. They do have a lot of hippie rich folk from California that go up to the mountains on their rich vacation homes. But I really don't think it's going to have the effect that the left wants, and Trump persists. Trump for Montana. Virginia, I wrote, With a state that accepts a blackface governor, it's not surprising, given their proximity to the swamp, that they're going to go blue. Florida is a huge swing state every single year. Early voting reports indicate that Trump's taken large counties that he normally wouldn't, such as Miami-Dade. Other large counties around there, up in Jacksonville too, he normally wouldn't get. It's really tough to ignore that when historically a Republican would never take those. Plus, I think that people like their governor's response in bickering with New York to the coronavirus, and that makes freedom-loving patriots keep Florida as a red state in 2020. Too bad they got rid of the hanging Chad, though, because that would have been so much fun to deal with.
Yeah, it seems like it will go out to Trump. Who could have guessed that Andrew Gillum, being a big crackhead, did not exactly play out well for them and the Democrats' efforts to turn the state back blue? Who could have possibly seen that?
Crackheads are not helping the Democrats right now.
It seems a trend. It seems like a recent trend here that they might want to correct in 2024, Gary.
So for California, I put hippies and losers with shit and needles lining their streets. They're going to keep it that way, Biden, in 2020. California, Colorado's a historically blue state. They want to keep their weed where the neocons don't want them to, so they're going to go Biden. And Delaware is Joe Biden's home state, historically blue. Bunch of Northeast hipsters that are stupider than Hunter Biden on coke. Biden gets that one.
Gary, go back on Colorado here. How many of those weed-loving hippies in Colorado are of primarily European descent? We have to ask this so that we understand if Kamala and Joe might not try to incarcerate them as free labor.
I mean, you're not wrong, and they tax the shit out of it out there and make a ton of money, and we're able to fix most of their roads in like 2 years. So
just to confirm, those weed smokers are not black, and they are not at risk of being locked up by Joe Biden's laws from 1994. No. Okay, wonderful. We just wanted to confirm.
And Harris won't prosecute them without a fair trials either. So,
and they have money to be able to beat the cases. Awesome.
All right, here's what we're here for today. Those are my states. I have 79 electoral votes Trump, 90 Biden. So far, let me add it up. So Ryan gave Trump 115 electoral college votes. John gave him 30. Mitch gave him 25. Logan gave him 44, and I gave him 79. 293.
That sounds like 293. That sounds about right.
And then that means Biden's that I gave him 90. Logan gave him 25. I could have just subtracted this, but 64, 31, 0, 210.
Ugh.
So here's the fun part. This state was not assigned to anybody. It's our home state of Minnesota. I'm going to start us out by saying that Driver gave Minnesota to, let me run back on this quick, Trump. Yeah. Driver was very Biden in a lot of his things.
Yeah.
Logan, who do you have winning the Minnesota and why?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
I got Trump. Like I said before a few times, I'll say it again. I feel it in my bones. I think if there was ever a time to stick your neck out and call it that Minnesota would vote for a Republican president, which it hasn't done since Nixon in 72, I think this is the year because I think all the relevant trends are in Trump's favor. The fact that Minneapolis was the locus of
just torched
this summer's riots. It's where they began. And I think the Democrats are going to find out people don't like riots. People don't appreciate looting. I do think there's going to be backlash against that turn of events this year. So in some of the survey results that I've seen, when voters rank the issues that matter to them for the presidential election, a consistent result has been that law and order this year is towards the top of the list. You know, a lot of times it's number one for many people. And law and order is something Trump owns. It breaks in his favor. I also think, as I mentioned before, a lot of rural turnout this year. The entire Iron Range is going for Trump. They did last year. I think this year they do again, and maybe even more so. And yet another reason why we should laugh at the fake polls is that the enthusiasm gap between Trump and Biden is so obvious and so apparent. I mean, you see people doing things to show their support for Trump that people have never done for any other president, whether Republican or Democrat. Like, you see lines of cars doing Trump parades just voluntarily. It's not like they're officially part of the GOP. It's just people who support him wanting to show their support. And you see a lot of things like that. You know, you see just a lot of enthusiasm for Trump.
Yep.
You don't see that on the Biden side. You don't
Love
see
it.
enthusiasm for Biden.
Yep.
You see people who may vote for him, but they're holding their nose while they do it. They don't
Yep.
even particularly like him. They're just voting against Trump.
Despite Trump.
Okay,
yeah.
you can get a certain number of voters who will vote for a candidate just for that reason.
Yep.
But without enthusiasm, it doesn't drive the level of voter turnout
Yep.
that wins you an election. So that enthusiasm gap is something that goes well for Trump.
Yeah, I totally agree, because all the signs that I've seen driving across upper state here, it's been all Trump signs. Like, hardly ever see a Biden sign. When I'm in the heart of Duluth, maybe I see a Biden sign here or there. But if I'm driving back down to Monty, the whole 2.5 hour drive, it's Trump signs all over.
Richter, who you got from Minnesota and why?
I chose Trump on the basis that I believe Wisconsin is going to actually flip blue this election cycle. I think the two are going to cancel themselves out a bit, mainly because, Gary, what you said earlier, Wisconsin blue seems to have a bit of momentum over there. Now, we might be underplaying Kenosha. It is interesting to see how that's going to affect how voter turnout goes over there. But like Ryan said, I'm not sure that the calls from the Iron Range, especially towns that have been pro-union for the better half of 40-odd years now, are apparitions. I think that legitimately the rural towns, the more northern towns, and the suburbs are very ticked off at understanding that the party leadership within the state, currently the executives run by Democrats as well as the House, are attempting to raise taxes to pay for something that, you know, Democratic leadership could have and should have stopped occurring within the cities. So with that sort of resentment, I foresee that Minnesota will go red in a strange turnabout, where typically Scotty is the one that's red and Minnesota stays the blue citadel of the Midwest outside of Illinois.
Yeah.
Ryan?
Trump, man. I think I share the same thoughts as Logan and Richter here. I mean, it just, from what I've seen, there's been a lot of pro-Trump, don't know if I call them rallies or whatever they are, but there's been a lot of people just holding up signs. There's like one church, I guess I saw that there was a bunch of Biden supporters. Maybe there was like 20 people out there, 30 at the most, but there's been a lot more enthusiasm.
Was it a church or was it a mosque?
It was a Methodist church, I think, if we're gonna get specific, but it's been a lot more Trump support that I've seen in the area than I've seen of Biden support. So I'm leaning Trump because I don't know. Honestly, I'm surprised that there's 19 million votes for Biden so far. Like, what the fuck? That's insane. But people buy into the media. People believe all the bullshit they see, and Orange Man's bad. So I guess that's where we're at.
Spencer, do you have any thoughts on Minnesota, which way it's going? Farmers for Trump? Do you have the connection?
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear you, Spenny.
No, I think we're going blue.
Really?
Wow.
Too many crazies.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. I don't see it as a lock either way. I don't see Wisconsin as a lock or Michigan. These three states that are on the border with Canada could go either direction. The
right.
only indication that we have is
Hey,
that
Richter,
Yeah.
do you know
Oh, he cut out for me.
Hennepin County, how big of a population that is compared to the rest of the state?
Oh, geez.
I can tell you.
That includes Minneapolis, right? So that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
St. Paul's Ramsey.
Yeah, St. Paul's Ramsey. So Hennepin.
I guess that whole area.
I gotta say that's at least 500,000, if not more. And if that's all going blue, then yeah, that would be expected, but still not something that's very indicative of Trump's success within the state.
1.26 million.
So yeah,
The state's 5 something, so that's a fifth of the state.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so far we have 4 based boys
That
saying
shows
Trump
you
takes it.
how-
1 blue. Go ahead, Spencer. Breaking up.
No, it just shows how uphill of a battle it is for most of the people living outside of that area in Minnesota to flip the state red.
Yeah,
You know,
especially
unless that 1.5 million people, suddenly quit.
it's a quick D vote at all times, and
But I'm just here to listen.
right, it's a quick Democrat vote every single time you go down to the cities. The issue, and then we talk about St. Paul. Well, their population is probably going to go the same route as Hennepin would. So now you're going to look at like 1.75 or maybe 2 million who are going to be voting Democrat within the urban area. Then you get to the suburbs.
That's 2/3 of the state.
Yeah, 2/5. But it becomes.
But not all of them vote either. That's not a guaranteed 1 point,
That's also-
or 2 million
also
votes.
true, but if turnout across the board is high this year, I have no doubt it's going to be the same within Minnesota as well, which could be beneficial for the Trump campaign, or it could be something that just continues to solidify Democratic dominance within the state. The urban populace is very much a force that is difficult to overcome, not only for the rural area but the suburbans as well, because you consider the suburbans are more of the right down the middle types, and then you get to the rural and you'll assume that they go more for red. But how many rurals are out there that
Here's the thing about the rich suburbians, though, is they had to appreciate those tax cuts. Like, they know where that came from. That didn't come from Obama. That didn't come from Clinton. That didn't come from Bush. That came from 45. Here's what I think.
live in a diner in Minnetonka, Gary.
That's true. Here's my thoughts on Minnesota. Okay. Minnesota watched its biggest city burn for 3 months, or twice in 3 months. And it was on the news. We were national news. They saw that. They hated it. Come out to the suburbs, they said, and you'll be met with fucking firearms. Okay. They saw the movement to defund the police, which your rich suburbians are not going to like. Okay. Out of Metro Minnesota, very critical of Tim Walz, Democrat. I mean, that has to play a major factor. In rural Minnesota, I drove to Bemidji this weekend, and all my hunting up north, there's got to be 25 Trump signs to Biden signs per square mile. Okay, there's going to be a lot of Minnesota Republicans of all races, genders, and sexual preferences. I say preferences. Old, new, whatever age, new Republicans, old Republicans, they're going to come out of the woodworks. Fuck the polls. Fuck the predictions. Fuck Joe Biden. Minnesota's going red. First time in 50 years, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
I like the optimism, Gary. I do. I'm right there with you. I that is kind of a weird flip-flop between Minnesota and Wisconsin. With both of them having 10, they'll cancel themselves out to an extent. But it's going to be interesting. Florida going to Trump typically is some sort of indicator, because 11 out of 12, I think the last 11 out of 12 elections where Florida has gone, the election has gone with. So it'll be interesting to see if that carries with Ohio, if it carries with Pennsylvania. So far, everybody is winning what they were supposed to win, which makes it interesting to me. Texas, iffy. Ohio, iffy. Pennsylvania has a lot of focus on it. Michigan, from what I've heard from family members out there, again, anecdotal, take it for what it's worth, could be a toss-up. All the Midwest, the Rust Belt, so to speak, seems to be up there, and we'll see how the cards fall. But typically, Florida is indicative of how other states might go. Weirdly enough, Floridians determining how Midwesterners might vote just seems to be something that is a recurring pattern.
Yeah, it's saying that 90% is in for Florida, and it's showing Trump, so it's pretty surprising.
It's not
going to come to the same states every year that it does with North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin.
I think North Carolina was
Pennsylvania,
but now their urban areas seem to have petered out a bit. Now we're going to get the rurals, and I don't know if they have a big enough lead from those urban districts to be able to counteract what's about to come in. Virginia definitely will, because of a lot of various different.
They usually start with the urban areas.
Hey, Mitch.
What's going on, dude?
Not much. Just got done going over our votes. According to the Base Boys, Trump is going to win this election 304 electoral votes to 210.
30, yeah. What did he have in 2016? 306?
He didn't cross 300. Obama had more in 2016.
Okay. Nice.
New Mexico called for Biden. That's wise. Nebraska is red as can be, which is very strange. I thought at least one of those areas, because they split their electoral votes up per district, I thought at least one of them would be a blue one. But
said Trump had 304 last time. Hillary had 227.
Oh, okay.
So it is. Is my math off?
Just barely.
I was picking my own. I honestly have Trump at about 2. I think I had Trump at like 292 somehow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I feel like he will lose ground, but it won't be enough for him to lose the presidency.
I mean, I think he gets the popular vote. If he wins by just the electoral vote this time again, like, shit's gonna go nuts.
People are.
I would love.
Yeah.
That's what I'm banking on. Honestly, that this is all just one big rerun, because I am here to have fun first and foremost. And the most funny thing that could happen is that this is all just a rerun of 2016. Only this time the faces are a bit different here and there. Maybe a couple of different plot lines are different within the season, but it's still the same writing essentially.
Except
here's.
Well,
go ahead,
how much money the Dems poured into Kentucky to try to beat Mitch McConnell, and then he just fucking scorches them.
burn
Kane
money.
Mitch cannot be defeated.
No.
No,
Cocaine Mitch.
no.
I mean, I
Ab-
think that it's going to be. I mean, honestly, though, if he gets the electoral and the popular vote, the Democrats are going to have to go back to square one. The party's going to go through a civil war. They're going to split up between progressives and moderate Democrats, and they need each other to win. And that's going to ensure that might help third parties get in.
I
Yeah,
don't know who.
AOC.
This feels like a fucking 2016 rerun. We're talking about Republicans. I remember we were talking about this leading up, and we said Republicans were going to be the one that shatters. I don't know if the Dems will shatter upon a defeat here, but I don't know who's leading the party. Biden was never the leader of the party, no matter what he might think. Pelosi, who I think is the closest leader to the party that there can be, she holds the highest particular position that somebody has, is getting up there in age. I don't know how much longer she has in her years left as speaker, assuming that they retain the House, which I do. I'm not particularly sure who is next. Maybe Booker, maybe Harris.
Oh,
I don't
God.
know.
Beto.
I have no idea who takes the reins of DNC leadership as the most recognized
AOC.
from the corporate side.
It has to be
obviously,
AOC.
Yeah, obviously on the progressive side, AOC is the most attractive one out of any candidate. And I'm not saying
Yeah,
that
she
because
is.
she really is, but her attractiveness comes from youthfulness, her ability to articulate, and the ideas that are spread rampant amongst millennial and Gen Z potential voters in the future. Now, it'll be interesting to see if those millennials and Gen Zers, the Zoomers, I should say, if they turn conservative over time, like seems to happen with most generations. But right now, she seems to be coalescing with her squad around up Bernie's legacy and running with it and framing herself as another FDR of sorts.
Do you think she'll challenge Schumer for the Senate seat? I mean, when it's time?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Because all the money, most of the money, special interest would be behind Schumer. We have to keep in mind, like when this faction happens in the Democratic Party, if Trump wins, all the money's it's not gonna be behind the Green New Deal unless, I mean, they can really get the Stayers and Bloombergs on it, but they're corporatists and they would back Schumer, the Schumers and the Pelosi's of the party.
Absolutely. And you can already see Wall Street's contributions as a whole, people who make a certain income threshold, more to Biden than they are to Trump. That's the fascinating part of the thing. So it's going to be interesting how that fight plays out. Does she go for a Senate seat and primary him? I don't think so. But if he steps aside, then she's obviously going to try and fill that position. And I don't know enough about New York politics to see anybody who would be able to challenge her, especially with her current following right now. I think she's better served.
Here's the thing with the pre-Civil War is that they're never going to replace Schumer with AOC. If they call to arms and split the party, then it's no holds barred. But right now, it's the good old boys club that they're all part of, and
Pretty
she
much.
would never usurp the seat from him. But like I said, if they, like she said, if Biden loses, we're not going to back him. Like, if he loses, I don't know if it's even if he loses the popular vote, even if it comes to it. If he loses, the party is split, and you have all these progressives and all these people are still going to college, still going broke. If they're running on this "Will Save You" platform that the progressives love, then it's going to be easy to grow their base. I mean, when Bernie came around in 2016, that's what changed politics more than Trump. Progressives never used to be as vocal as they were, and they're always just kind of thought of as liberal hippies. And now they have a huge platform, and they're getting people into these seats in Congress and the Senate and locally that I don't know if that party's the party that's going to suffer the most if the split does happen is the moderate Democrat. The good thing is that they'll probably go Republican. They'll hold their nose voting for Don Jr. when he runs, but they have to go somewhere. They aren't going to be strong enough to form their own party. I mean, who do the,
Yeah, well,
this might be the
Gary,
Republicans' like swan song too.
going on what you were saying about, just on the individual level and state level, federal level. I mean, Cori Bush in Missouri, she was a nurse who lived, I think, close to Ferguson or something. And then she just ran and she won her primary, which is huge. It was a major upset. And I think that's also, oh my God. That's a very interesting proposition. The idea that like a green-backed candidate can lead the way and possibly usurp corporatist Democrats.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Which
fascinating.
honestly is
I
the
have to
best group
say-
out there.
I have to say, Gary, you hit the nail on the head. I absolutely agree with everything you just said. And
It's a suit.
all I would add is that, first of all, if you look at recent history, it is the constant march to the left that never ends. That's what's been going on for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, our generation, a lot of student loan debt, not very much home ownership, exactly the kind of people you would expect to favor policies that have to do with redistributing wealth from the rich to the
Right.
poor and the lower class. And it is a sad reality that does not bode well for our nation. But I do think you're right, Gary. The Democratic Party just continues to get more progressive and continue, as I said, the constant march to the left. I don't see it ending anytime soon.
For sure. And I think
And I mean,
oh, go ahead.
well, to add on to that too, the failure of the country, coming like a train out of hell. This might be the Republican swan song. The GOP has been very, very hesitant to fully get behind Trump. The only
Uh-oh.
reason they won was Ted Cruz out there, or any of the, or even Rand Paul, like they would not have. We would not be sitting here today doing this. Our free speech would be rescinded, and we wouldn't be put in jail for the basement. But if unless they fail to embrace facade that Trump has going on, like who can they run the right that normally they're just going to send out another Mitt Romney-ish candidate that's not going to.
And they'll send little Marco out next. Hey, I gotta get back to work here, gentlemen. Just keep this in mind. Last couple of points: Ohio closing up, Texas closing up a little bit for Trump, gaining on him. North Carolina, Trump is gaining on Biden now. Trump is the president that allowed for or threatened to veto on the spying clause of the Patriot Act. Trump should be elected just for that. The fact that it was not reported by mainstream outlets is criminal journalistic malfeasance. Trump 2020. Good night,
I
gentlemen.
didn't even hear that. Later. That's news.
See you,
to me.
brother.
Thank you, John. I appreciate everything you just said, and I absolutely agree with all of what was just said by John.
Spenny, you heading out?
Me? No,
Yeah.
I was just saluting
Oh.
Richter, saying,
You could totally tell
Good night,
J-Rick
Tom.
had that
with the
scripted.
salute.
Hey, Mitch.
What's up? Yes, I would fuck Peggy Flanagan, Gary. That's not even a question.
He's having connection issues too.
Did you
Again?
Not you're okay, Spenny. You're just slow. Gary
that
sounds like a
Peggy
robot.
Flanagan photo earlier?
Hey, Gary, log off and log back on.
Yeah, I think you need to restart. You're really
Me?
choppy. Yeah. Your video's like freezing.
me?
Yeah, you, Feldman. You sound like
is?
a robot. You.
Yep, you're breaking up, buddy.
Oh,
Scary.
Can you hear me now?
No, Spenny has a better connection than you do. I don't know what it is.
All right.
Oh, can you guys see the map that I got pulled up? Am I sharing it? Can you see the electoral map here?
I do see it.
Yeah.
Somehow it says New Mexico, 0% reporting, but they gave it to Joe Biden. I don't understand that.
Is it just the official count, or like maybe it's the unofficial count, like they know ahead of time, but they just have yet to report it? It's just kind of.
I mean, Minnesota, it's leaning Trump so far. And that just started here at little after 8 o'clock. New Mexico's been up here for a while. I don't understand how it has 0% reporting, but they decided who it went to. Another one I thought was interesting is Virginia here. It's got 58.2% for Trump, but it says that they're giving it to Biden, even though Biden's almost 400,000 votes behind, according to the current reporting. So I don't understand this map at all.
Yeah.
Because if they were to actually change this, if it was to represent accurately, right now it shows Biden at 119 and Trump at 92, but it would have Trump in the lead if it was actually giving Trump these states. So I don't know.
I mean, it's all too close to call.
It is. It's
Is this better now?
Yeah, you're a lot better.
Yeah.
I switched to my phone instead of my shitty ass laptop.
There we go.
But I mean, honestly, I don't think it's going to get called tonight. I think it's way too close.
No. Pennsylvania is going to be the new Florida from 2000. They'll probably wait days, maybe a week to call it. There's so much tomfuckery. There was one county in Pennsylvania where all the voting machines went down for a few hours, and then
Seriously.
people who were in line were told that they should just fill out their ballots and the people there will scan them later.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you got there? Texas. Oh, man, right down the middle. Let's see, is that what it says on here? Yeah, it's close. That's real close.
This is NBC.
Yeah, the thing I have pulled up is from the Associated Press. So we know that's garbage.
Fake news media.
Yeah.
I mean, even if Trump does lose, which I mean, I think it's a very real possibility. I think that the whole ballot harvesting thing's been way too quiet lately.
Yeah.
The only
And Project Veritas
politician
is still bringing stuff out about it.
Yeah, the only politician who's been ragging and harping and trying to raise the alarms about ballot harvesting has been Tulsi Gabbard. Nobody else says a fucking word.
Yeah.
Nobody else, like, ballot harvesting is one of the most fucking important topics regarding this election, along with the mail-in
Yeah.
ballot system and method. And the GOP is just full of spineless cowards, and they don't fucking say anything.
Yeah.
No.
That whole shit
Look
with
at the
James
Hunter Biden
O'Keefe,
stuff.
he blew that wide open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right
Project
after he blew it
Veritas isn't
open.
big enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. It's going to be funny after this election, but also kind of annoying. If Biden wins, Republicans are going to scream voter fraud. If Trump wins, Democrats are going to scream voter suppression.
Oh,
But in
yeah.
blue states where there's a blue governor, there's a blue governor, there's a blue lieutenant governor, blue House and or Senate, and obviously in our inner cities, like city councils consisting of people who are borderline communists, like how can you say voter suppression is an issue? In rural Minnesota and rural Wisconsin, like voter suppression is not a thing. It's just, it's so easy and it's such a clean process in rural areas that it's going to be funny to watch all of these political pundits try and make it into a big deal when it's really not. And voter suppression, voter fraud, both, I think, have an equal but small hand in determining the outcomes of elections on the state level.
Yeah.
Trump's up 51-47.
Can you hear me?
85%. Yeah.
Yeah. We can hear
Can
Spence.
you hear me, Gary?
Yeah, go ahead.
My wife needs a little motivational speech on why Trump's going to win. She thinks he's going to lose.
No. Come on.
No, hey,
Yeah,
you should
no.
read off the motivational Biden speech, what he said about, what was it? Like hanging out with black athletes. Ryan, can you read that out loud?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'll have to find
I
it.
do.
Oh,
I do.
I sent it in the message. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, okay.
And that was today. He got interviewed today. He was like holding an umbrella or something.
No.
He called Beau Biden the senator of Delaware.
Yeah,
Seriously.
his dead son.
I hope Hunter Biden runs for Senate.
Hunter and Don Jr. 2024. That's what
I don't
that's
know.
what my
though.
next fucking shirt is.
Child
know
porn
Hunter.
pending. Because, like,
Yeah.
who knows? Won't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
So
Ryan, it was a dark.
here's a
It was like a
question.
navy blue screenshot from Twitter, and it says like he's just talking about how he knows some great black athletes.
No, he doesn't know them. He played basketball with them. They know each other, but he doesn't know them.
It's a fucking Mad Lib.
Are you
Like-
serious?
I mean, I honestly think he's impeached if he gets in. That's why this Hunter Biden stuff leaked. Giuliani played right into their hands because he's that gullible. And
I gotta scroll through this. and
that would
find
mean
it.
that Harris is president and next in line is Nancy Pelosi.
I gotta get a water quick.
Would not assume the vice
Yeah.
president role. She would remain Speaker of the House. But,
He just so
I mean, let's be honest. The best case scenario if Biden wins is Congress flipping or the House flipping red and the Senate staying red. Like, if you can essentially lame duck him for, long enough,
Yeah.
then who knows? But I say Harris scares me a hell of a lot more than Biden.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So, driver, are you
What's up?
upset with me?
For what?
Why?
No, dude,
Well, so now that the election,
I'm going
now
strong.
the election is going to be over, I want to ruin No Nut November for you. So I'm going to keep finding these
You have
pictures
it.
and send them to you.
You're just gonna send me pictures of Peggy Flanagan and hope I jerk off.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
It might work, Gary, but it didn't work from the first pics you sent me.
What if I send you a hot Michelle Bachmann one?
Oof. Oof.
Have you seen that picture of Michelle Bachmann trying to fit the corn dog into her mouth? And she
Yes.
has like
No. What?
Yeah.
she has like Mickey Mouse like
All right.
drunk eyes.
when I was in eighth
I gotta look this up.
grade, I went to a Palin Bachman rally in Minneapolis.
Oh,
Was it the
God.
best day of your life?
Yeah, I remember that.
Sure.
It
I'll
was
try
at
and find that
Minneapolis
screenshot,
Convention
Ryan.
Center.
Oh God. Here.
I'll try and find the
It
screenshot
was Sarah
quick.
Palin and Michelle Bachman.
Are you talking about the
Oh, that was fun.
the Bachman
Yeah.
corn dog? I googled it.
Oh no. The
There's one of her. and
one
Rick
that
Perry
Biden
here.
said.
I gotta pull this up. Where is it? All right, hold on. There we go. Beautiful.
all right. You want me to read it off?
Yes, please.
Yes, please do.
Okay, the Biden one.
Yes.
I can't. Okay. So I think he said this today. It was like gloomy outside, and he was just talking to a reporter. He said, "I had a job with a nice country club kind of pool as a lifeguard. I played ball with a lot of great black athletes, but I didn't know them. I mean, we knew each other. They were friends, but I didn't know them. It was a great education. It was like the Green Mile."
What?
He said that, yes.
No,
I
he
watched
didn't.
it.
Did you really say that?
Yeah,
What?
it doesn't seem
The
real.
Green Mile isn't the Green Mile the one with the huge black guy who spits out the flies?
It was Michael Clark Duncan or something.
He's a black athlete.
Minnesota, right now, Hennepin is 68-30 Biden. Minnesota as a whole, 60-30, 60-38 Biden.
Okay.
But Duluth, what county are you in, Ryan? Cook?
St. Louis.
St. Louis
St. Louis.
is light red, which means leaning Republican.
Yeah, that's due to me getting everybody I know to vote Trump. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, one fucking county blue out of this whole fucking thing. Jesus.
Trump turning the Iron Range red is a huge deal, and I don't think it'll fully sink in for Dems if that happens.
I'm pretty sure that's why Hillary won in 2016, was the Iron Range pushed it over.
Yeah.
So what was it, like 51.1 to or 50 to 49 or something like that? Like, it was close. It was the closest it's been in a long time.
Oh, for sure. How's the what are the numbers looking like in North Carolina, Ryan?
North Carolina, right now we've got 50.2% Joe, 48.6 Trump. They're both at 2.3 mil, difference of about 70,000 votes.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're real close. That's at, what is it, 82% reporting. So it's a close one.
What about how much did Trump win New Hampshire by? Or did he? I'm pretty sure he did.
Trevor, what is the Free State Project?
He did not. Oh, well, we don't know yet. Are you
Oh,
talking
really?
Are you talking last year or right now?
Right now.
Right now, only 17% reporting, and they got Joe at 56%, Trump at 42.3. But there's not even 100,000 votes for either one of them, so there's a ways to go on that one.
Minnesota's leaning light blue right now, according to Google.
Yeah,
What about how's Texas looking? Any update on that? Or Nevada?
it's so close. So close in Texas. Nevada is not reporting yet. That might be one of the 9 o'clock ones. There's a few states we won't have anything until 9 p.m., so we got at least a half hour before we'll see those.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of red right now.
If Biden wins Texas, he can thank Californians.
Yeah,
Hundreds of thousands
seriously.
of Californians have moved to Texas since like 2008 or something. Some crazy number.
Which is just,
I mean,
it's madness. You move from this Democrat-run state to a Republican-ran state, and then you're just going to, flip it and turn Texas into the new California?
Yep, pretty much.
Fucking idiots.
Pretty much, my friend.
We got shit in the streets. What do we do? Let's just move and just keep voting the same, because that's not what caused it.
Yeah.
Also, right now, Wisconsin and Michigan are leaning Republican, leaning Trump.
Nice.
So far.
So,
You know,
Florida,
Ryan,
Georgia, South Carolina, Wisconsin, Michigan are all leaning. Minnesota, Kansas, New Mexico, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and North Carolina are all leaning blue right now.
No. What do you got, Logan? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say I totally agree with what Ryan said, and the only thing I would add is that it is just a sad reality that people migrate from places that don't do well, and then they take their politics with them.
Yeah.
And, just an observation, think about the implication that has on immigration, if you know that's what happened. Like, imagine people coming from third world countries. Is it the same effect that they bring their politics with them? The
Very
same
likely.
politics that made those countries third world in the first place? I mean, it's just an observation, just something to chew on and ponder. I'm not,
Wow. As soon as you started saying
Thank
that was immediately what I started thinking, as people that immigrate here, are they going to just bring that with them? And I think that's why the Dems love bringing them in.
That's why Obama ended the wet foot, dry foot policy for Cuban refugees just before he left office, if I'm not mistaken, because now we see how Cuban voters, like especially in this election, and Hispanic and Latino voters,
They vote red.
how they're voting. I mean,
Yeah.
Trump is taking Miami-Dade County. He is kicking ass in Florida with minorities
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
a
that's what I
variety of
see when
reasons.
they-
Yeah. And so this observation that people take their politics with them, I think there's one of two takeaways you can get from that. One is that it's a reason to be skeptical of immigration and to be more restrictive about it. However, the other possible takeaway is maybe it means that you should deliberately try to find the kinds of immigrants who have the kind of politics you want. So, for example, invite a bunch of people here from Hong Kong where they want to flee communism.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
appreciate freedom and capitalism.
Then hey, Logan, then we'll find out. We'll find out how tolerant the Democratic Party is if Trump
Yep.
just says, "Oh yeah, we'll take a few million from Hong Kong and make them citizens immediately."
No, you're just trying to get votes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, and Hong Kong has a high IQ on average, kind of like Singapore. Obviously not as high, but it has a low birth rate.
Well, they're
And
freedom-loving
if they
Americans. Of course, they have high IQs. It's obvious.
They fucking love America. Like during the protests, they were carrying flags, American flags. They weren't carrying commie flags, the hammer and sickle flags. No, I think that would be a huge deal. And if he could secure passage with the military for Hong Kong citizens or individuals or human beings to come here, that would be a huge fucking win. Because then he could tout like a new immigration paradigm. People
but
will only
you
take from
know-
countries who are fleeing communism and
Trump can't-
full-on
Here's another-
totalitarianism.
Trump can't win.
Here's another possibility to think about. So in South Africa, they have the Boer population, which are the traditional white South Africans. And in recent years, basically not being treated very well by the regime, threatening to take away their farmland. There's a lot of hostility towards them. That would be really interesting if if it got really bad and they had to flee their country, would we take them as refugees? And I can already anticipate the narrative that you would get from the left that these Boers are white supremacists, so we shouldn't take
Yeah,
them.
That's
But
how
then that
they would play it.
That would totally belie their normal position that we need to accept refugees for the sake of being humanitarian.
Right.
So that's something that, I don't know, I would just really, it's not that I hope that happens, because I don't hope for people to get hurt and have to flee their country, but I really wonder how that would play out.
Yeah,
It's something to think about.
for sure. I mean, they could just undermine themselves and really put themselves in a corner ideologically and create a paradox for themselves.
That does not work on the left.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
They'll
they
just
have
take
the
it
media
up.
on their
Be right
side.
back.
I mean, when you have mainstream media on your side,
Yeah.
Gary, do you like my new Mossberg?
I do. Is that a 9mm?
Yeah,
22?
9, man.
Nice.
Well, you're
It's
up
pretty
to
slick.
6 now, right?
Yeah, got
Nice.
6. If Biden wins, I'm going for my 7th, 8th, and 9th tomorrow. So
Aren't
But-
those like $400-$500 a pop?
a few of them are. This one I think I got for like 400, but I think it's gonna last. It's Mossberg's first handgun in over 100 years, I think. And then they came out with the MC2 SC, I think, and it's pretty slick.
Nice, dude.
It's not bad. Logan has a 9mm. Don't you?
American to own a gun. Matter of fact, if you don't own a gun, you're not a real American. That's just my opinion. But definitely, I implore you if you already have one to get one if you're a law-abiding citizen. Of
Yeah.
course, that does not apply to the thugs and the. Absolutely, Gary. I do appreciate your.
Got a banana
appreciate
clip?
that.
The 30-round banana.
Is that a 22?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Gary, what is that? Remington? Ruger?
Remington.
Wow.
Fuck around and find out.
I need to get something. I'm not a real American.
You know what I call this? This
Ryan,
is my
I found the
Ron House
perfect
mother-
Ryan. I found the perfect gun for you at Superior Shooting Store. And then
Yeah.
what is that? I think Stadium Pond, which is like a mile and a half from you. So Superior Shooting Store, or Shooter Supply, it's like a $219 Rock Island. It's a 5-shot 38 special. It's not a
Okay.
double action revolver, it's a single action. But dude, like if somebody broke in, people were scared, and you fucking fired off a shot with 38 special, just the muzzle flash would get them the fuck off right away. And it's at $219. So
You know what I
That's
call
not a
this
bad
bitch?
price.
It- not bad. What's
Not
up?
bad at all.
You know what I call this bad boy?
I don't even know the flamer.
This is my wrong house motherfucker gun.
There we go. There we go. Gary, how intense would it be if somebody broke in right there and now, and you just fucking popped them?
Well, with this, I have 70 shots to not miss.
Yeah. Would you just
Can't
say
go wrong with the
Logan?
22.
It cuts you out.
I said we should have a Based Boys shooting game. That would be so much fun.
Oh hell yeah. That'd be a
Plink
blast.
Fest.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Have a
What'd you
Plink
say?
Fest.
Oh
I
yeah.
said we should have a
In
Based Boys shooting day. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I would drive
Well,
down for
let's just go
that.
to Minneapolis tomorrow.
Gary, can you say that?
I didn't say it.
Jesus.
I didn't say it.
All right.
Oh
But
my
anyways, no,
God.
Target Sports is that indoor range at Rogers.
Uh,
You can pay $10 for half an hour, and if there's no line or anything, which there usually isn't, it's only like anywhere from 1 to 3 people in the 10 lanes total, until like 1:30 or 2. And they usually don't push you, like they don't watch the clock or anything, so that's nice. But it's it comes out to like $21 for unlimited if you have, and you can have up to
Seriously?
3 people on a lane. Yeah.
That's not bad at
So-
all.
Absolutely. So I mean, you can just fucking shoot as much as you want, as long as you don't have steel cased rounds. You can bring a 45, 44 mag, 9mm, 22 long rifle or anything.
Did you get
and,
your conceal carry?
Yeah.
Okay. Because otherwise,
There
I,
was this
I could
woman-
just
I
go
did as
buy a
well.
gun, right? Because I've gone
If-
through
no, if you
firearm
have-
safety, but I didn't do conceal carry.
You just gotta all you gotta do is get a permit to acquire, which you get for free at like your local sheriff's office or courthouse.
Okay.
And then it costs you nothing. It just might take like a week or a few days to get in the mail, and then you go out and buy it.
Okay.
but Mitch,
What's up?
if you get the permit to carry first, then doesn't that entail that you can buy
Yep.
one too? Anyways,
Absolutely.
so,
yeah,
yeah.
it's either or. I just got it first because I was like,
like if
oh,
yeah,
I
like
can't get in on a class right away, but I want a gun.
yeah.
There was this lady in my permit to carry class who didn't know how to load a mag.
Oh God.
She didn't know how to load a single stack mag, and she got her permit to carry. So obviously it's like the easiest fucking thing in the world, but it's good information, good points every now and then. It's just kind of weird seeing somebody in like getting through your rounds in the indoor range, which you have to do for the class, but then looking over in the next lane through the bulletproof glass and seeing somebody struggle to load a single stack mag.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, but Hey,
Yeah.
whatever. Most of the people who, because it was an Osseo at the Osseo gun shop. That's where I took the permit to carry class. The majority, the 7 of the 12 people in the class were from Minneapolis or St. Paul. And then one was from Brooklyn
love
Park.
to see
And
it.
about half of those people who are from Minneapolis or St. Paul, and then including the one from Brooklyn Park, about half of them had never fired a firearm in their entire lives. So that's awesome to see if they can get the training and then say, you know what, we're going to lock up, because businesses are already boarding up in Minneapolis and St. Paul and Denver, especially.
Oh,
In
yeah.
Denver, it looks like a fucking
All over.
hurricane went through.
Yep.
Well, all of the new first-time gun purchases this year, it bodes well because the number one predictor for voting Republican is gun ownership. That's a stronger predictor than anything else.
Mhm.
And, you know, I think once people own a gun, they appreciate it and they don't want you to take it away. So, you know, I'm all in favor of it. As I said, I encourage every law-abiding American to own a gun. And quite frankly, you're not a real American if you don't.
There you go, man. Just stone cold. That's the truth.
Yep.
True, dude. Oh my god. But no, we should have a base. We should have a base shootout, indoor, outdoor range. I don't care. Indoor range, obviously, if you split it up, it's cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
So if you had 3 guys on a lane, it would cost, and this I think it's unlimited. 3 guys on a lane, unlimited at the indoor shooting range in Rogers. It's like $45. And I have plenty of fucking ammo. I'll show you guys.
Is that Click Boom?
No, that's the Click Boom is the gun shop in Waverly that has just the vast array. But here's all the ammo I got. It looks small in the box, but it's actually a fucking lot of range ammo. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Mitch,
Yeah. So.
Mitch, I would be glad to take you up on that. I look forward to
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, same dude. I've been wanting to get out.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
Do you think they'll sponsor us?
Wasn't
yeah, all of our
it-
viewers.
Yeah. Wait a second. Wasn't Mike Olson's mom sponsored by Cole when she
Yeah.
shot competitively, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought.
But she was also one of the best in the world at what
What
she
if they-
did. So
For
What
sure.
if they sponsored our podcast and like in the beginning of the podcast we're like, this podcast brought to you by
Yeah.
what is it called?
Colt, Sig Sauer, Walther,
Colts.
well,
Remington, Browning, Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, take your pick.
Yeah.
This show
if we could
brought
like
to you by Smith and Wesson.
if we could just like post like listen to us or follow us on Discord or YouTube, blah blah blah, get some more followers and then have a little wait.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'd
For
have,
sure.
we'd have to show them
Yeah.
our views. Be like, we get 40 views per episode.
But we need to
and
grow that.
It's like 90% just us rewatching it.
God damn it. Yeah.
Mostly Mitch, probably.
God.
I don't know.
No, it's me too. I watch every single one, even if it's the day after.
Yep, same. I'll pull it up and I'll watch it at work. I don't know. I
And
don't
I
know
take
why.
notes.
It's fun. Yeah.
I take notes on stuff I missed. Like if we had like a after episode, what episode is this technically going to be? Like 35.
Yeah, we're up there.
For episode like 50, you should just do a mashup of the best segments.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be funny.
If I did more editing, I'm sure we could get more views. Just doing these long form conversations, I don't think run the best. But if we actually did the clips, I think the clips would do well. But it's a lot of work. I need to
Oh.
buy a program if I want to do that.
For sure. For sure, man. Hey, I've been watching MN Crime Watch on Twitter all day,
Yeah.
and the shit they've been pulling up about what's going on and all the shootings and everything. Because it wasn't even the shootings you would get in a day have happened today by like 3 or 4 p.m.
Yeah, there's looting already at Marshall's.
Mhm.
Like,
Of course.
already. Like, here's the thing. Like, regardless of what happens, like, even if Biden wins in a landslide, Like these people looted and rioted over some guy who shot himself in August. If you remember that, like the thousands
Yeah.
of cops.
Yep.
They just need a
I remember
spark,
that.
and it's a powder keg.
Yep.
Pretty much. And if Biden wins, what's going to happen is if there's a police brutality that's questionable at best, police brutality issue that's questionable at best, and it happens in, one of the major cities, and, the police try to get as much information out as possible, which is obviously excellent for accountability and transparency just on itself. They're still going to riot over that, and Biden's not going to stop it or say anything that would it would be like he's opposing it, but he won't oppose it. He'll actually support it because he benefits from it politically,
Well, yeah, and I mean,
as do all the
same with
politicians.
Trump though. Trump not ending it or bringing the hammer down, like that. Just every minute there's more. Every other store that's rioted, he gets more Trump supporters.
Yeah, I mean, just this morning in Portland, Andy Ngo was reporting that over 100 Antifa members just stormed down a block and started bashing in windows of businesses with just using baseball bats, chains, and some other thing.
Those aren't
Wow.
Trump supporters.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
8 minutes ago, reports of shot fired on 7 to West Broadway, and they found like multiple shell casings from multiple different rounds. Like Mad Dad's group was shot at, and multiple vehicles were struck by gunfire.
Yeah, I'll pull that up. Let's see.
You know what's the worst narrative that I've seen like today is
What's that?
so when they have pictures of people boarding up their businesses in anticipation of post-election riots, you see all these blue checks saying, "Oh, they're concerned about the right-wing extremists and the white supremacists. That's who's going to do the rioting." It's
Mhm.
like these people are so out of touch with reality. We know who the rioters and the looters are.
Yeah, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like if a self-proclaimed boog boy goes and shoots into a flaming police station, they don't talk about who lit the police station on fire or any of that stuff. Like the biggest narrative I hate is, oh, you don't like the riots? This isn't Trump's America, not Biden's America. Like it's not Trump or his supporters that are doing this shit. And he tries to stop it, but these liberal governors and liberal mayors turn him away. So how is that Trump's America that this is happening in? This is just that he's president while it's happening. Like, how are the
Yeah.
riots his fault?
Yeah. I mean, anything that happens under a president's watch, it's kind of interesting to see how far up the ladder they'll like try and blame whichever bureaucrat happens to be in charge at the time.
Right. Well, we never blamed Obama though. Like Chicago being the shithole it was. That they never,
Or the Ferguson riots?
yeah, any of it. We never pointed fingers.
No. And you
Is it-
should. It's
I-
not Obama's
Well,
fault.
and the
No,
thing-
no, it's isolated.
That's a good point to
incidents.
bring up, Ryan.
Yeah, I've never seen this where the media or whoever it is that's starting all this shit pointing fingers at the president as if he has anything to do with how this individual city or state is handling whatever situation's coming up. Like Ferguson, that's a great example. It's better than just saying Chicago.
Or
It
the
goes
Freddie
back to
Gray
what
riots
Gary
in
was saying.
Baltimore.
It goes back to what Gary was saying because Gary said, Trump hasn't fanned the flames all that much, but he also hasn't stopped it. Well, with Obama and Ferguson, it was kind of the same thing. I mean, he kind of fanned the flames, but at the same time, he didn't do anything to stop it because he could have said, wait, now hold on. The big problem here is that Officer Darren Wilson, wasn't wearing a body camera with it turned on when he shot Michael Brown. Now
Yeah.
let's hold off until we have all the ballistic evidence. He could have said that, but he knew he benefited from all of the bullshit and rioting that
Yep.
we saw. Because I mean, he could just say, police brutality, whatever, and it's like, yeah, he has valid points about that, but not when it comes to this specific incident and the aftermath. There was no clarity that he kind of pushed towards.
Right. Yeah. See, and that I don't know. I guess it's hard to to remember everything that went down in that, but it is very obvious how there's different treatment now. For
Yeah.
Trump.
The media is not even hiding its bias anymore. Like
No.
even for a while, they would still, try and hide it, or it wouldn't be as often. But like ever since COVID came out, it's like not even attempting to even like. I mean, look at the Hunter Biden stuff. If that was Don Jr.,
Right.
it'd be the
Oh my
freaking
God.
biggest story of our lifetime.
Oh Jesus! It
We
would be
would-
trending on Twitter for weeks.
Oh,
Top
yeah.
3.
I'd actually be hearing about that from people and be like, "Did you see this? Trump's son." It's like, yeah, you don't hear a peep. That's some fucked up shit with fucking
Yeah.
Hunter Biden. It's
Jesus.
the whole ties to China and all that. Are we gonna go down this rabbit hole now? Because I
say
have
we-
such
I-
a conspiracy theory about China and all that shit. Oh my God.
I think we should
Hunter's
wait 2 months
hardware
to
from
see if
hell
anything
was
drops.
worse than Watergate.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Watergate
Yeah.
was like piss droplets compared to this. Like
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
But-
bad.
Watergate is piss droplets compared to a lot of things
From
that have
hell.
happened. Like Watergate, if
Right.
that happened now, wouldn't even be a thing.
No.
Right.
Nope.
Oh, I like.
Oh, J Rick just messaged us. He said 88% in from Hennepin County, and Biden is only up by 300,000.
They don't like the
Holy shit.
riots.
Wow.
Like these
That's
people
close.
that pay big money to live in downtown and spend in the business owners downtown don't like putting boards up over a presidential election. Like, I don't remember them boarding up cities when Hillary was supposed to win.
The thing to point out is that it doesn't even have to mean that all those people are going to vote for Trump. They probably won't. But if they're unhappy enough with what they think the Democrats have done, and if they blame them for the riots, which I think they'd be right to do, even if all it means is that Democratic turnout is dampened, because some people who might have voted Biden or might have voted Democrat don't feel that that's what they want to do, that in itself helps Trump win.
I mean, going back to what I said earlier about Utah and how their third party candidate took a huge percentage of the state's vote last year. They didn't take that away from Trump as much as they took that away from Hillary, and that's why Trump won Utah last time.
Mhm.
Like, I'm very torn because for most of my life, I've always advocated for like third party votes and how they're not a waste of a vote. But like now that I'm trumping hard, like it's really hard not to view it as that. Like,
Yep. I find myself in that same position.
Well, yeah.
I'll never say anything
Here's the
because
thing.
I get it.
Here's
Go
the
ahead.
thing, Gary. Yeah, here's the thing, Gary. If you're going to vote for Trump, you might as well just vote for all the Republicans too. Because for Trump to enact his agenda, he needs the numbers anyways. So it's kind of like self-defeating to vote for him and then not vote for Republicans in Congress. Because strategically, he needs those seats.
Yeah.
Well,
For his own.
and I mean, there's still the libertarian part of me that says like, oh, let's if you have an executive branch that's Republican, have your House and Senate as or Democrats, so nothing happens. Like,
Yeah.
inefficient government, nothing's gonna move.
Well-
And the only thing they're agree on are big bipartisan things that fuck us. But like, also, I agree with you now. Like, part of me also sees like, okay, as inefficient as our government is, it needs to be doing something. Like, it can't just sit on its hands all day.
Well, I
Like,
think
that's the status of me coming out and thinking like, oh, the government serves a purpose.
yeah, and Trump, I think even if Trump wanted to slash regulations and slash taxes when he had the House and the Senate in his, what was it, first 2 years or something,
Yeah.
we saw how tough it was just fighting his own party on getting something done. Like if he said, we don't want any special interest bullshit in the second stimulus, something on which the vast majority of Americans agree, then he would still have a tough time because he has to fight the corporatist Democrats who can stall on the second bill and say, oh, look, Trump doesn't want to give anybody stimulus money.
Yeah, which is exactly.
And on
what
top
they're
of that, he
doing.
has Republicans against him. So it's like, even if he wanted to do something, he really couldn't do it. When it comes to spending or anything else. I mean, of course, he could sign a few things or veto a few things, but for the most part, like, the swamp will always be the swamp. It's a virus that just keeps propagating itself and kicking the can down the road when it comes to unfunded liabilities and everything else. So like Gary was saying, even if a libertarian was president, but there aren't enough libertarians and libertarian-minded politicians in the House and the Senate, can't really go all that far.
I mean, who does libertarians really even have that's maybe you're Republican but leans
John
like Amish?
Oh, I thought
Amish
you were
kind of
like as a voting bloc.
like Republicans or Democrats with more libertarian beliefs. Like, I know there's Amish, there's
Pretty sure most
Massey.
libertarians are.
Oh,
Paul.
Justin. Yeah. I like
I think-
McAfee, Peterson. Those are my two
Yeah.
boys. That's about it.
Exactly.
I was.
Oh, for
If
sure.
Amish would have ran for libertarian, I think that they would have had a somewhat more of a platform than previous years, even more than Gary Johnson.
He just
Yeah.
ran this last time around, but I don't think he got the traction that he was looking for.
He pulled out super fast before he
Right.
could even get anything.
Yeah.
John McAfee is sitting in a prison cell right now for tax evasion after getting extradited by the United States government. So
Wait, seriously?
that's
They
about
caught
as
him? I thought he was on the
Yeah.
run still. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I thought he was in like third world countries.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't that be interesting if he like if he won president and was wanted?
I think
Right?
I think they extradited him into U.S. custody, and then
No.
Ben Shapiro retweeted it. I think where
You're gonna make me
McAfee
cry.
tweeted-
Stop.
on his phone, but he was in prison.
No.
I could be wrong. Let me check.
I thought he was out
Yes.
in the
Yep,
middle
I
of the
saw that
ocean
too.
fleeing the feds.
No, he tweeted something. It's like, how the fuck do you have a phone in prison? He goes, I'm John fucking McAfee.
Yeah. that was what happened. But yeah, he got arrested in Spain and he faces extradition. That's what it is, I believe. And I'm sure there were
Okay, I got you.
a lot of
October
operations
6th.
that were American based behind that takedown.
I got you. On October 6, 2020, McAfee was arrested in Spain over tax evasion charges. The charges were announced shortly after the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC revealed that it brought civil charges against McAfee, and he could face 30 years in prison if convicted.
Oh my God.
Son of a bitch. He needs to be pardoned.
He needs to run in 2024 as a Libertarian Party presidential nominee, and like he'll be in the Libertarian Party debates via Skype.
From
So,
from
on
a cell.
October 6,
Fucking
2020,
Zoom. Yeah.
SEC filed a complaint alleging McAfee had fraudulently promoted certain ICOs. According to the SEC, McAfee presented himself as an impartial investor when he promoted these ICOs, despite the fact that he allegedly paid $23 million in digital assets in exchange for the promotions. So it sounds like he took money to promote something and said that he wasn't a part of it, and then he was, and he took the money and didn't pay taxes on it.
Yeah. Well, the SEC can bust whoever they want, really, and they do all their own investigating with no oversight or at their own discretion. That's why I'm glad Elon came out and said he doesn't respect them, because they're not respectable.
I mean,
Just like
you know
the
what I want
IRS.
to happen again? Do you remember how much fun the government shutdown was when Trump got into office?
That was pretty fun.
I miss that. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Scrambling at the last second, desperate, begging for masters and
Ooh.
leaders to do something.
Do you see what Richter just sent?
Let's see.
The Chinese yuan is just tanked. tanked.
Oh my god. Jesus.
What's that do to the American dollar?
Holy shit. Pump
Does
it
that
up.
raise it or?
Yeah, it would go up because I've heard something about how China wants to overthrow the US dollar. 'Cause they're also
Come at us.
trying to push towards a cryptocurrency or a digital currency, and they want to be the new. I'm trying to remember where I fucking read this, but
Yeah.
they want to be the currency, the standard.
They're also trying to put a president in the U.S. White House right now.
They
so.
are. Well, no. I'm going to fact check you right now. And all they said is they don't want Trump to win. Okay? That's all they said.
So
vote
far
for
in
Biden.
hey guys. So far in Minnesota, Kanye West has 2,560 votes.
Yep.
I know a lot of black people that voted for him, to be completely honest with you. Like, all my black friends on Facebook said they voted for Kanye. I don't know if it's true or not, but
Well, you might know 60 of the 2,560.
like,
Look at this map
yeah,
though
but-
of Minnesota. 3 counties in Minnesota that went for Biden, and these are just leads. Nothing's official, like nothing's won. But just out of those 3, Joe has 651,000 votes, and Trump has 355. Isn't that madness?
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people from out of state Minnesota coming to play too.
Yeah. Well, and it's right there in the heart of Minneapolis. And surprisingly, St. Louis County is not leading as Biden support. Like, it's actually leaning red. Like, that's crazy. At least so
Well,
far.
What is does Line 3 come through you guys at all?
I've heard about it. And I've seen people
Are
put
you-
signs up around here, but I don't know enough
There's
about it.
VL3.
Yeah.
VL3.
I know what
It's
you're
huge
talking
over in Bemidji. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so with Biden's energy restrictions and, even the refusing to frack and stuff like that,
Right.
that affects the Enbridge pipeline, which
Yeah.
everybody, from what I've gathered, and maybe not everybody, but a lot of people in northern Minnesota want that because it's going to create so many jobs.
Oh, it'd be
it's going
huge. Yeah.
to, do all these things. And
Holy shit. So Trump 91% reporting and Trump's up by 381,000 votes.
where
And they still haven't called it in like on CNN, MSNBC. 91% reporting it, and Trump is up by 381,000 votes.
overall,
Where?
In Florida.
oh,
And they're
he's up.
Oh, yeah.
He's up in
up.
there are
Pennsylvania.
50,000 votes left to count or something. That's what Rubio's saying.
Damn. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Biden's up a lot in Minnesota. Biden's barely winning Maine right now. He's up by 388 votes in Maine.
What?
Yeah.
He must have
Biden?
something more recent than what is up here.
I got NBC on. Oh, it's sure. As soon as I go to turn it, come on.
Yeah, but Trump's winning Maine by nearly 5,000 votes.
Let me see if I can find something here.
80% in Oklahoma. Trump's projected to win.
11% reporting in Maine.
Kansas 62% in. And Trump's up by 52 to 45. So it sounds like he's got Kansas. I mean, things can change, obviously.
Close.
Yep,
What do you
94% in.
What's up?
94% in Florida. Trump's up. 70% in Ohio. Trump's up by 120,000 votes.
Shit.
Indiana is projected to win. He's up by
No
a
surprise
lot.
there. No surprise there.
No. Because I don't want this to end. Holy shit.
If the Republicans hold the Senate, my God.
Only 28% in Michigan, but he's up a lot.
He's getting Wisconsin so far. Seriously? And Ohio?
I'm excited to hear
So,
liberals
boys-
bitch about the electoral college. I want here's the ideal scenario. Biden loses the popular vote but wins the electoral college, and then liberal heads still explode because now they have to flip-flop and be
But they will.
for the electoral college.
Oh, but Mitch, the issue with what you're saying is you say that as if it's a problem, but they would flip flop and they would do it shamelessly and they wouldn't think twice about it. It's just
Like-
what would happen.
Oh, of course.
There's not
The
a
flip of a switch too.
there's not a principle behind their positions. It's just whatever suits their
this
agenda
lady
in that
have
exact
eyes?
minute. And they'll switch as soon as they have to.
Okay, Biden's up.
You're completely right, Logan.
72 projected. That's gone down. I mean,
Are they still not? They're probably waiting for Arizona and Nevada to call Florida. That's interesting. That's an interesting narrative.
the polls just closed 7 minutes ago in Nevada and Montana and Iowa and another state. But the Senate's pretty even right now.
I'm gonna look at some
Trump's
numbers.
got the popular vote right now. With 42% of the vote in, Trump's got the popular vote.
I'm just going to be really happy if he wins the popular vote so that it just undermines the narrative for it
Yeah.
about how the electoral
Looks like
college
he's
is
lost
unfair.
Arizona.
We need to end
I just
the
don't even want to hear
electoral
that this
college.
year.
Right.
Definitely, Logan.
Shameless. So shamelessly flip flopping.
Yep. Well, we didn't hear anything from them on Obama's drone wars. So,
Yeah, but you barely hear shit about Trump dropping bombs too.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No one cares about foreign policy right now unless it's Russia.
Yeah, and Gary,
What's up?
yeah, I do agree with you that, I'm not going to sit here and run cover for Trump and say that it's okay when he does it, because I know that there is still bombings going on and there's still foreign intervention. However, what I will say is that compared to any other president in my lifetime, he is the least he's done the least foreign intervention of any president.
Yeah.
No new wars.
He's the only one that's starting a war since you've been born.
Yeah, Trump has done no new wars, and he's brokered peace deals in the Middle East that nobody would have thought would happen between Israel and the Arab states, which
For sure.
they never talk about, but that is a big deal. Like, if Obama would have done it, it would have been the biggest thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
And they shame him. They shame
Trump
him
should get
that he has-
Trump should get 5 Nobel Peace Prizes for that, Logan.
He should. Yep.
I'm serious. I'm not fucking joking.
So yeah, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say that when there's bombings going on in Yemen, which I know they are, I'm still against that. I still wish it wasn't happening.
Mhm.
But overall, if you're just calling it how it is, he has done less foreign intervention than other presidents have.
You bet.
And I think in his second term, he is going to pull out of Afghanistan. And if he does that I would absolutely feel vindicated voting for him by that alone. If
Yeah.
he,
Yes.
So this sounds
If you
terrible. This sounds
Yes.
terrible about taking troops out. But like, do you really want to bring all these troops back to the current economy with like no jobs right now and like unemployment being so high, and just adding numbers to that?
There's jobs.
Especially when you look at the things. That's true, I guess, but I don't know. I just
but
bring
we
everyone
have
back.
more
here's-
jobs than people willing to work.
Yeah.
here's what I would say about that, Gary. If we're basically using the military as a jobs program, like if that's what we're gonna do, then okay, maybe that's a good idea. We could do that and just have them not be overseas. Like if you want to just have them on a payroll for the sake of having them on, just have them here. Maybe have them build a bridge or something. I don't know, like
Yeah,
It
no,
doesn't.
I hear what you're saying,
if you,
Logan.
like if you believe that we have to have the state create jobs, like maybe you can argue for that. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be in a war. There's other things you could do. You could just build bridges, have them
Oh, there's
dig
so
Yeah,
much.
ditches.
infrastructure projects, really. I mean, and that would be better, obviously, if they're building bridges here instead of elsewhere for defense contractors who are just making bank off human misery.
Yeah,
Sure, I agree with you.
I would put it this way: in Iraq and Afghanistan, they always called it nation building. That's what the neoconservatives called it. Like, if you're gonna do nation building, why not do it in our own country?
Exactly. And that's what Trump
Yep.
ran off of, and that's pretty much why he got elected. All right, boys, I got to go to my overnight shift. Obviously, it's good seeing you guys. And then, Ryan, I
to see you,
will,
man.
I'll shoot you a message or whatever. And, fellas, if you want to join in tomorrow, too, kind of post-election analysis, that'd be pretty cool. So,
Okay.
That would
Yeah.
be fun.
I'll just see you.
Let's
all right,
do
dude.
it.
See Logan,
Take
see
care,
Gary,
man.
see Ryan.
Yeah, have a good
Yep.
shift. We'll
See
see
you,
you.
buddy.
We'll do.
Bye.
Hey, check this out, you guys.
Wave that flag. Yes.
It's Women for Trump.
Yeah. I love it.
Mega baby.
Hell yeah.
I'm starting to think he's not going to win Minnesota. I don't know. It's way too close. There's still so much to go. But like, if he didn't win Minnesota, I wouldn't be that upset because you can kind of predict that.
I think Spencer nailed it. I didn't think about how
Never have a
concentrated
taste
everybody is in Hennepin County.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Oh,
Feldman.
oh, you kind of sound like Matt. Or your voice.
They're all from Monticello.
Are you?
Yeah, we're all Monty boys.
Yes,
The only Breons I really know are Ben and Kenzie and God, what are their parents' names? I already fucking forget. I went to church with them.
Tony and
Karen.
Yes,
Karen,
Tony and Karen. Yes, there we go.
Tim.
I'm good buddies with Adam.
Yeah, Tony was
There you
actually
go.
the one who brought me to my concealed carry class that I attended.
There you go. I love Tony. He's such a great guy.
Yeah, I was good friends with Bailey in high school, and I'm good buddies with Adam now.
The Breons, what a great family.
Just a Monticello dynasty.
Absolutely.
The Monticello.
Ryan, are your parents from Monticello, or where did they go to high school?
My dad grew up in Wayzata.
Explains a lot about you then, statist.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, I can't remember when they moved to Monticello. I mean, I've lived in Monticello my whole life, but I shouldn't say my whole life. Until I was 18, then I got the hell out of there. But my parents have been moved around a bit. I know they lived like up in Motley for a little while. I think my dad went to high school in Wayzata. My mom lived in Becker for a decent amount of time. So yeah, not all Monticello, but they've been there for at least 20 plus years. And I don't think they plan on moving now.
Yeah, my mom's graduated from Monticello, been there her entire life. My dad's from Southwest Minnesota, and I got the heck out of there
Yep.
a couple times. Like I never moved back really like full time. I'd like have a bed there that I'd sleep on in between shifts, but like that's about it.
Right.
Now I live up in Andover.
I think your parents live fairly close to my parents, if I'm not mistaken.
Over by Hawks.
Yeah. They live off Oak Ridge Drive.
Oh yeah, I live off Meadow Oak Drive.
Okay, yeah, you're right over there.
So yeah, they're just right up
Gary,
the
where
right
are
up the
you
hill.
now?
What's that, Logan?
Oh, I said, Gary, what area do you live in now?
I live in Andover. Up by like Anoka, Coon Rapids, Blaine area.
That area is okay.
It's pretty nice actually.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's Andover's a really good school district. And there's some decent restaurants. It's, far enough. It's half hour from 45 minutes from the cities, but also, close enough to everything. We're not out in the sticks, but like if I want to go pheasant hunting, I can drive 15 minutes and I'm in, go up north of Andover near like the Oak Grove, St. Francis area. There's plenty of like wildlife and areas to go and stuff like that. So it's a good mix.
Hell yeah. I lived in Fridley for a while. I guess
Yeah.
Coon Rapids, Fridley, Blaine, like right on the corner.
Yep.
That was by the Northtown Mall, basically.
Yep.
Just a few minutes
Yep, I
from
know where it
there.
is.
It's an all right
Right
area.
off University.
Yep.
Yeah,
I-
it's a little sketchy
I was
down
off
there.
East River Road at some apartments. And there were some moments. It was kind of a shady area, but I do like being that close to everything. You could be down in the cities in 15, 20 minutes, depending on traffic. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, driving to Minneapolis was, pretty easy. I used to drive downtown every day, and it wasn't too bad. Now I go to like the edge of like 94. I work right off of 494 now, and
Okay.
it's, a lot better than driving downtown because it's so inconsistent when you do it every day. Like you could leave the same time every day, Monday through Friday, and you're gonna get downtown at a different time. It's like traffic sucks, but I don't know. I don't go downtown anymore.
I don't blame you. Don't blame me one bit. I remember I had to go down there for a meeting while I was working at Papa John's, and I had to drive from Duluth down there, and I left at like 5 in the morning for like an 8:30 meeting or something like that. And I ended up being late because there were protests going on, and
Really? But what?
I can't remember what it was. It had to have
Something.
been I can't remember what it was because it was a few years ago. But yeah,
There's always
it
something
sucks.
happening.
Yeah, well,
It's
that
crazy
on top
now.
of road
Ryan.
construction, it sucks. What's up?
Like,
Well, Ryan, if whatever it was they were protesting over, if they were blocking traffic for it, I'm sure it must have been really important because they
Yes.
wouldn't just block traffic for no good reason.
No, of
Because
course
they're
not.
sensible people. They wouldn't do something like that.
Oh yeah, and
No,
that's the only way
never.
change is ever gonna happen. You got to hold people up in traffic. You make a
Right.
valid
Looks like
point,
they're-
Logan. My eyes are open.
I'll get holy shit. 88% of the votes in North Carolina, and Trump's up 49.7 to 49.1.
Wow.
Trump's up by
I don't understand the Virginia reporting. It makes no sense. Trump has a 200,000 vote lead according to what's reported, but they're giving it to Biden. Why?
I haven't seen that on mine yet.
Well, Virginia has gotten more Democratic, and I don't know if this is the reason why, but this is an observation that I think might be connected, is that Virginia is obviously right around Washington, D.C.,
Yeah.
and as the federal government gets bigger and bigger, that means there's more and more bureaucrats, and they spread out, and obviously Virginia is where a lot of them end up living. So just think about, are these the kind of people that would ever want to vote for Trump? Do you think deep state bureaucrats are going to
Probably not.
support him?
No.
No, of course they're not going to.
Yeah, that's
Not
fair.
to say that that's the reason that it has gone that way, because I don't even know if there's enough of them for that to be the determining factor. But it's just an observation.
That's fair. That's fair.
So Ryan, did you and your wife go as Ralph Northam college yearbook picture for Halloween, or one of you does
No.
blackface, one of you does KKK?
No, we did not do anything this year. Maybe next year.
Did you have trick or treaters?
There were quite a few going around, but she was working late, and I didn't want to deal with any of that shit, so we just kept our lights off, and I just laid low, so we didn't have anything going on. But there were actually quite a few kids walking around.
I just pictured you as like a grouchy old man, like I don't want to get no fucking kids, no fucking candy.
I am kind of
Gotcha.
that way.
Socialist holiday,
Yep.
getting shit for free.
Yep. My hard-earned money, I think I'm just gonna give that out. Fuck that shit. You commies can go get a job.
Fuck. I would have done it just to protest COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe next time I'll just hand out applications or something.
You could just get a stack of Papa John's applications. They need help.
Yeah. They're hiring.
I mean, so I know Driver wants to like super spread everything with COVID, but like I'm 30 something days away from my wedding, and like I'm paying a lot more attention to this shit now. Like I'm going to quarantine myself for 2 weeks before, because obviously when you get married, everyone's gonna come talk to you, and like, yeah, it's like Minnesota's positivity rate's at 9% now, which is like it's double in a month.
Yeah, it's spiking. It's going up. I don't
I have
blame
older
you one
relatives
bit.
and stuff. Like I don't want to be like a COVID bitch or anything, but like it's really hard not to worry about it. Like,
Well, I think that there's reason to be concerned about it. It's not that it doesn't exist. The severity of it, I guess, is in our response is what should come into question. But you also don't want to feel responsible for holding an event and potentially getting someone sick. And then if somebody actually ends up in the hospital or even worse dies, like you don't want to live with that shit. So
one of my
I don't blame
groomsmen, has a coworker whose uncle is like 70, and he's had heart problems for a long time. Like, wasn't going to kill him. It's kind of heart problems, just like high blood pressure, stuff like that. That's stuff to monitor, and could eventually lead to a heart attack. He got diagnosed with COVID, and it killed him in 2 days.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Yeah. So he's like, he's not going to pull out. But one of our bridesmaids, her mom has stage 4 ovarian cancer, and she just, I'm sorry, I can't. She would have to quarantine for a month to be able to see her mom. She's like, I can't. With a stage 4, you don't know.
For a little bit. See you guys in a bit.
All right. Catch you later, homie.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know, if my mom has a month, kind of deal. Like, she just finished chemo, so she might, but like, she's like, I can't risk that. I'm like, it sucks, but like, you gotta understand, like.
Oh, dude, totally. You don't want to be. What are the words?
You can't think, oh, you're a bad friend. Yeah.
No, yeah, don't hold it against anybody, because.
No, we don't. I've called everybody that's coming to the wedding, and I'm like, hey, if you're not comfortable coming to a room with 100 to 150 people in it, I understand there'll be no hard feelings. Like, I get it.
You're gonna have that many people. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big event.
Yeah. So it's like, and we can't cancel. Like, our venue will not let us like cancel without paying full price to cancel.
Right. That's the hard part of booking these sorts of things so far out in advance. Like, you're gonna be SOL with your deposits, and
so we're like, fuck that. Well, like, the thing is, we asked to reschedule. We didn't ask to cancel completely. Like, you're still gonna get our money, and you're gonna get more and more money because more people will be there.
Right.
Like, and they're like, well, you work in hotels, you know what it's like. I'm like, there's a reason why Hilton, Marriott, Choice are so successful, because when shit like this happens, we give people their money back. We let them reschedule. Like,
yep.
Like, I canceled well over. Yeah. In Minneapolis, in like a matter of 5 months, I canceled $1.1 million in group.
Insane.
In the year. Like, and then they're like, oh, we have a budget. I'm like, every single business, whether you have exceeded because of COVID or like suffered from COVID, no one's budget means shit anymore. You throw that out the window in March.
Yeah. Everything, it's all new business models, all new game plans. Nothing is the same as it was.
Like, I'm sure you guys are nowhere close to the expected revenue you were planning on, because you guys shut down for a few months, didn't you?
We significantly took a hit, and then as things started opening up, we've definitely bounced back. We're not to where we were, but we're doing a lot better.
Did your company take a PPP loan?
I don't know if they were actually able to get anything. I know that we got laid off because our numbers they got slashed significantly. And then as things started to rebound, what we did was we started going out and getting more accounts so that we had more revenue coming in. And that's what's helped us big time because we've been having centers like, for example, one of our biggest centers, we cater to the YMCA up here in Duluth, and they had let's say I think it was like 55 kids was their max. Just this week they were down because they've had 3 COVID cases in the past like 2 weeks, so they've had to shut down a few of their rooms, and they had 15 kids this week.
Really?
So they went from having 55 kids to 15. And I think the only reason we can keep going is because we've picked up, like 5 other centers. So
It's ridiculous.
we're still getting
I mean,
hit,
it's
but we're
crazy
doing
how-
okay.
It's crazy how it can just shut down so
Yeah.
fast.
Yep. Well,
Like, I'm definitely concerned about things, and like I acknowledge it is a real virus that's potentially dangerous. But like, also, you look at a lot of the things that like the government in Minnesota is doing that doesn't ask questions. Like the testers are obviously being exposed to COVID people,
yep.
and then they're testing somebody who's probably negative,
Yep.
but they're using the same gloves and shit. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
have you gone in for a test?
No.
Okay. I just went in the other day because I wasn't feeling the greatest. I have no idea what my results are. I'm assuming I'm assuming it's negative just because I haven't heard anything. I went in on Sunday, and they are wearing like full out suits, everything, and you can see
Are
them
they?
sanitizing like crazy. And
That's
between each person, they're like wearing multiple layers of gloves, and they'll take out their outer layer of gloves, sanitize the layer underneath. I was kind of paying attention to that, and they seem to have a procedure.
So
I understand your point, but
yeah.
I
My
think
question for you specifically on that is
yeah, what's up?
Ryan Schrupp, libertarian himself, just willingly gave the government his DNA.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah,
Like,
that's true. They shoved that bitch up my nose and they took it.
how uncomfortable was it? I hear it sucks.
People say it's awful, but the lady she kind of gave me a warning. She's like, people say it's worse than it really is, and she says it's like getting water up your nose, and it was pretty much like that. It was uncomfortable. I think my eyes watered for about 5-10 seconds, and after that, I was good. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It wasn't that bad.
No.
It if anybody has to do it, I'd say don't be a pussy. Just do it. Get it over with. I mean, I was nervous just because of all that I've heard. Like you're saying, people say it's terrible, but man, it really was not that bad.
So, if you are positive, are you going to tell your work or?
Yeah, I feel like I have to. I mean, I've already told them, and I know that I shouldn't be working at this time, but we really don't have much of a choice. So I've been doing what I can to lay low and stay out of everything, wearing masks, sanitizing like crazy. And literally all I had was a runny nose, and I kind of felt
Really?
a little sick. And then when you look up what COVID symptoms are, runny nose isn't one of them. So I think I have I think I have something else, but I just went to get the test to be proactive and just to have a clear answer of yes or no so that I could have some peace of mind, I guess. Because it was free.
Joe Jorgensen has 1% of the vote in Wisconsin.
Damn, son.
No, I agree with you. Like, I don't know. It's just a shitty situation overall. Like, and I don't know. Like, Minnesota's positivity rates rising. I don't know if that has any correlation with the amount of tests that are record tests they're going to put out as well.
Absolutely, dude. It really does. I mean, you have to take the test to even know if you're going to have anything, and the more testing you do, the higher your numbers are going to be.
Yeah. And like I don't know, like Wisconsin's positivity rate's at 30%, but I don't know if that's because they're only testing people with symptoms. Like I know in Minnesota they're testing people without symptoms. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of I don't know anything about it, but like that's my professional guess is maybe that it's so high because otherwise Like if 1/3 of your tests are coming back and they're testing everybody, like that's a shit ton. Like that's dangerous. Like
Yeah. Because, I mean, for me, all I had to do was go online. I filled out some questionnaire, and then it said, just go up to this testing site. I mean, I think I checked the one box where I was like, my nose. That was it. And then that's all it took for me to go in and get tested. I didn't have to see
Yeah.
anybody. I didn't have to do anything else other than just fill out something online. So it's easy to get tested.
I get a cold like this time of year every year,
Same.
pretty bad.
Yep.
And like that's why I'm concerned. Like if I'm feeling it starting, like, oh shit, do I go get tested for COVID, or did I just assume it's the same cold that feels like the same cold I get every single year?
Yep. I had that
I've
same
also-
dilemma.
I have the same dry cough. I've had like a dry cough for like the last 2 years, like randomly, and like if I'll just like randomly have a dry like like
Sure.
in
Well,
public,
you're not a
I get
smoker,
such-
are you?
no.
Hmm.
Like I used to get
Yeah.
such dirty. I get such dirty looks now when I get like
Right.
a cough. Also, my question I want to ask people, and for the like 6 people who watch this that weren't already on here, if you have a mask on in public and you have to sneeze, what's proper protocol? Do you sneeze into the mask? Do you lift your mask up and sneeze into your arm? Like,
Both.
what's proper protocol there if there's no tissues available?
I'd say probably both. Just keep your mask on and sneeze into your arm. I don't know. I've thought about that too. Do I have to sneeze into my arm if I'm wearing a mask? Can I just sneeze like out into the open?
Like, I don't know.
I got this
It's just,
cloth on
it's
my
just,
face.
I don't know. Everything just kind of sucks. Like, it really takes the fun out of like planning a wedding, like having a wedding and stuff. Like,
I feel for you, man.
a lot of friends
That
and family aren't
sucks.
going. Like, but a couple of my buddies that just declined the last 2 days, like, one of them, like one of my old bosses has asthma really bad. Like, so he's like, yeah, I
Right.
can't go to that. Like, I'll send you something, but I can't be there. And like, one of my old GMs is like, yeah, my wife just got pregnant. We don't want to go risk it. Like, the
Yeah.
guy who is officiating the ceremony for me, a buddy of mine from college, like his wife's pregnant and like he's gonna do it. And then my other buddy's like, well, are you gonna quarantine for a couple weeks instead of going home to be with your wife? Like, it's like, oh shit.
God damn, dude. I feel for you. I've talked to a few people that are planning weddings, and we went to one, and it was like 15, 20 people. Just like hardly anybody was able to attend, and that sucks because you've been planning
It's kinda like
something,
this-
and
Yep.
it's
We
all
just want it
blown
over
up.
with.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
You
sucks
don't
to
want to
say
delay
about
it
a
any
wedding,
longer.
Yes.
No, it doesn't suck to
Like,
say
we like
about a
our-
wedding. As somebody who's gone through the whole planning process and all of that, you do want it over with because it's stressful. I mean, I don't want to say it's a pain in the ass. I mean, it's something you want to do, but there's a lot that goes into it. If you want it done right, at least, if you want it to go a certain way. So there's a lot of
Well,
moving parts that you got to get to line up.
My future sister-in-law is like one of the better wedding planners in the state of Minnesota. So we've been pretty thankful to have her know everything and like
Nice.
be able to do that. Yeah, besides that, it's like, I don't know. We don't really feel that stressed. Now it's just kind of crunch time. Like we're it'll be a month and 2 days like away. So it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
let's hurry up and get it over with.
Yeah.
Also,
Absolutely. What's up?
did you ever wear rings before you had a wedding ring?
No.
How long did it take you to get used to it?
Quite a while, a couple months at least. I don't
Yeah.
realize that I have it on now, but I played guitar since I was 14, and trying to play guitar, it was all of a sudden like it was a new thing, and my rings like clanking against the frets, and even like typing on the keyboard felt a lot different because my ring's kind of fat. Like I can't close. I don't know if you could see that. I can't like really close my
Yeah.
fingers together anymore now. So that's something to get used to. I kind of want to get a different one, but yeah,
Get a
it's
silicone one.
considered it. I don't know. It's
I mean,
different,
I got that $20 one on Amazon,
right?
and I got it last
What a
night.
steal.
So I wore it when I got home at 6. I put it on. And I wore it all last night. I slept with it on. I just wore it out throughout the day today to test it out before I put it away for safekeeping, and like it's kind of annoying. Like,
Yeah. It's a
it's like it doesn't really slide, but it's like, you can feel it. Like,
Absolutely. It's a different feeling. You do eventually get used to it, but it takes time, and I'd say it takes at least a few months. There's a time though where like I swear my finger was like swelling up and it hurt. So I ended up taking the ring
Yeah.
off, and I didn't wear it for like, I don't know, I'd say a good month. But then I put it
do you
back
wear it
on.
when you go?
What's
Do you wear
that?
it when you do like yard work? When you like do work around the house or yard work, you take it off, or
Yeah, I was wearing it for everything.
okay?
Yeah, and I ended up taking it off just because I was having something going on with my hand. But then I put it back on, and honestly, after I put it back on, I totally forgot about it, and I haven't
Really?
even noticed it. So you will eventually reach the point, but I'd say it took me at least a year before I completely forgot that I'm wearing this thing.
Damn. So your wife's working again?
Yep. Yeah, she
Where's
works
she at now?
Barnes and Noble,
Okay.
which is a great job for her because she loves books. So she likes to be able to recommend books to people and they actually care. Where when she talks to me about books, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I don't read. So she definitely enjoys it and she's doing a really good job. So I think she'll be there for a while.
So she gave up the hotel life?
Yeah. I mean, she did not like running the front desk at night and being the only person there. And at that hotel, like, they were having issues with things, and then she ended up having people coming and complaining to her about things that were just completely out of her control.
Yeah.
And some of the people, like, she told me stories, like, they were nasty,
Oh yeah,
Just
people are mean.
unreasonable, and she doesn't like that, and I can't blame her.
No. Yeah, sales. I did that shit for years. Like, and then when you become a manager, it gets even worse. And like, yeah, I'm so glad I'm in sales. And I went back to operations, and like, when COVID hit, I started doing night audit overnights, and like, I had
Right.
to deal with all that shit again. I did that for 5 months. I'm like, yep, I'm glad I made the decision to go into sales.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, Senate's projected a tie right now. Trump should win Ohio. He's up a lot, 51.8 to 46.8 with 74% of the votes in. So still some
Guys.
time.
What's that? What's up, Logan?
The New York Times, they called Rhode Island too early. Trump's winning every county in Rhode Island, and he might win the state.
No.
And they called it as Biden.
Yeah, they called it early before they should have called it. And now it's turning out every county in Rhode Island is for Trump, and he might win the state overall.
Oh yeah, as I look at that now, look at that 52.6% for Trump, even though they've already given it to Biden. See,
You know,
The fucking
there's
media.
There's a saying that every election has at least one surprise. Rhode Island might be the surprise this year.
dude, look at that. You're right. Every single one's fucking red. All three of them, or four of them. I don't know what that is.
Like, I'm hating
Sons
this
of
projected
bitch.
winner thing.
And
I
that
have
was one of the
NBC
ones
on.
I was so confident about. And I was wrong, but I was wrong in a way that I'm glad about.
Yeah, this is the one to be wrong about. That's
But it also, at the same time, I also called Arizona for Trump, and it is looking not good for him right now. But
No.
hopefully there's a surge on its way in the other direction. But at this point, it does not look promising.
they're only at 73%, but that's another one of those instances where you can see all these counties that are red, but there's only three or four that are blue, and that's what's swinging it. Because I guess you get Phoenix and Tucson, but
Yep.
Dumb. It's making me think, all of
Oh,
these
shit.
media outlets, they were saying, oh, we can't declare winners, oh, if they do this or that, don't believe them because we got to let this thing play out. But here they are calling all of these states way ahead of the numbers coming in. Like,
Look at that.
Like Virginia, they're gonna have to reverse Virginia from what I'm seeing. That's a big gap. What are you looking at? What'd it say?
I had the projected, or like the states they're projecting winners. Trump's up now for the first time, up 102. Yeah, here I'll share again.
At this point, Vegas has Trump winning, is what I heard.
Oh, it just changed to Biden. Biden just got a shit ton of votes. Maybe California's coming in.
What the fuck? I don't see anything in here yet. Is it 9 yet? Oh wow, it's almost fucking 10. How is that not up there? There's quite a few states that aren't in yet.
Well, a couple states just closed. California just closed. Or no, California hasn't closed yet. It doesn't close till 10. But that's Biden.
Oh, I suppose they are. They're behind us, time-wise. I think there's a lot that's going to get flipped around on them, and they're just trying to make it seem like Biden's going to get it. And then at the end, I'm hoping it's Trump. It's looking that way.
They're avoiding Bovada, the thing that Richter just shared, as Trump is just updated Trump as the favorite.
Wow.
And Trump's ahead in Michigan, too.
I
And
said it.
Wisconsin.
I got that one. You're going to have to read me back what I even fucking said, and I'm going to have to see how many I got right.
You said
I know I was on the fence with
Alaska,
Michigan.
Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee. Tennessee is pretty much all but one. Ohio State, or Ohio, Trump's up. So that's just the county. Trump looks like he has. Ohio's up right now.
Bro. I might
If
have
Trump
had
ends
it.
up winning Rhode Island, that is something that I was never even paying attention to. That's going to be interesting to see that result.
Oh, absolutely.
What? New Hampshire
And the-
well, New Hampshire might get a Republican governor.
Well, because I think I looked this up earlier. If you look at Rhode Island's voting history, not even close to being Republican. Not even close. So if they actually flipped this year, that's insane. Because last year, 38.9 is what Trump got to 54.4 for Hillary.
And none of the polls had them anywhere near that.
Yeah. And
See,
now
I
to
don't-
have Trump win, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Rhode Island. I just know it's a small island. So I guess I don't know what the
Small
voters there
state.
are like.
Rhode Island's not actually an island, bud.
It's not?
No.
No, it's
I thought it was an island. See, that just shows that I know nothing about it.
It's like tucked right up in there. I don't know why they call it Rhode Island, honestly, but it's inland. It's
Oh,
on the
wow,
water,
I'm
though.
stupid.
No, you're not.
That just
Like,
shows.
A quarter
That
of
just
it.
shows I know nothing.
You didn't pay attention in geography, did you?
Not really.
That was the one
I've
thing I
never
liked.
been really to the East Coast. I honestly thought it was like a tiny little island.
No, they might have an island as part of the state, but a majority of it's tucked in right with Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Well, it's a good thing I learned that today.
Oh yeah, we're learning a lot today. I'm surprised by that too, man. I mean,
What, that it's not an actual island?
no, that it's going red instead of blue.
Yeah.
Because when
Every county is for Trump.
Logan was giving his prediction, I think that was one of the ones that I looked up and I saw it and I'm like, wow, okay, that one's probably going Biden because history shows that they've leaned Democrat for years, and now to have it actually flip red, that's something.
Do you guys want to learn something?
What?
Maybe.
So despite its name, most of Rhode Island is located on the mainland United States. Its official name is State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, which is derived from a merger of 4 colonial settlements. And the settlements of Newport and Portsmouth were situated on what is commonly called Aquidneck Island, but we call Rhode Island in colonial times. Providence Plantation is the name of the colony founded by Roger Williams and is the state's capital, Providence.
So there is an island. It's just not the whole state. Is that how it is?
Yes.
Okay, so I wasn't totally wrong. I just thought it was. I just didn't know
Like
it was.
5% of the state's an island.
Okay.
There is an island.
Well,
yes.
there's an island there.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That I'll consider that my own little moral victory.
You were right. In a sense.
Kind of.
Yes.
I was 5% right.
You weren't wrong.
Yeah. So with 26% of the vote in, Biden's up 300,000 in Minnesota. Wisconsin, he's up a lot. And there's only 57% of the vote in.
Wait, did you say Biden's up in Wisconsin?
Or, I'm sorry, Trump is.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing.
Tina Smith's probably going to win Senate, which is unfortunate. Omar's up. Omar's declared. She's up 65 to 26 with 99% reporting.
Fuck that bitch.
She
dude.
smoked Lacey Johnson.
Son of a
Emmer's
bitch.
probably, it's too far away. Fishbach is an early lead over Peterson. Joe Colin Peterson leaves. He's been doing this since 1991. Yeah, all the
what's funny
districts
is-
are.
In Colin Peterson's ad, he's like against Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats, and he's like trying to distance himself from his own party because they know the people in that district do not like Democrats.
No.
I think they just vote for him because they like him, but I don't think.
Well,
they
he's
vote
been
for
there
him.
91 years. He's like Amy Klobuchar, who will never lose.
Yeah.
Right. Dude,
No, Louisiana.
did I get all of my states right?
You got Tennessee right. Pennsylvania's up in the air. Ohio's probably going to go Trump. North Carolina, you might get wrong. Nebraska's probably solid. Michigan's
What?
still too early.
I'm seeing that he's leading North Carolina with 93% in.
Is it?
Yeah, he's 93% in. Trump's got about 60,000 votes on Biden right now.
All right.
I was
Still a long way
hesitant
to go.
because I think I picked all of mine for Trump, but based on what I was seeing, I'm like, God damn, it's so close. That might be it.
Is Walz up for re-election in 2 years?
Yeah, it'll be 2022.
Man, I
That's
wonder
when
who
we
he
get
wants
the
to
My
win.
Pillow guy.
Is he actually going to run? Or are you guys just joking about that?
Well, if Trump wins, he says he's going to run for governor.
Hell yeah. I was laughing so hard when I read your message there, Logan.
Which one?
Which one, exactly? When he's going to send Omar back to Somalia, but give her a nice pillow for her flight back.
Absolutely.
Give her a
That's
My
what he-
Pillow. That got me. That was good. I like that. I hope that happens.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Are they going to start calling states here soon?
I don't know where to look. I don't trust this shit because I'm still not over how they're saying Virginia is for Biden, but everything that they're showing, Trump has 170,000 votes on him.
Uh-oh. Senate's got a majority Democrat right now at this hour. Yeah, Nebraska,
Republican.
39% in. Trump's projected to win.
For the Senate,
Yeah.
No, is that right?
I see 41 and 41.
I just saw 41-40.
Okay.
But like every single race that pops up, it looks like the Republicans winning it, which if they want to pack the courts, like worst case scenario, Biden wins, like the right has to take the House, otherwise they can pack the courts.
Well,
Because to add a justice, you need the House of Representatives, and to declare them, you need the Senate.
So far, they're
So-
winning until California
I thought it was
comes
just. I thought it was just the Senate.
No, the Senate's the one that will elect them or it will push them through. But if you want to expand the court, you need Congress or you need.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Yep, you're 100%
So-
right.
If they hold on to Senate, they can still block every single thing, but like they're gonna have a hard time politically blocking all these justices for 4 straight years. And you know they're gonna pack the courts. The only reason Trump hasn't packed the courts is because he doesn't have the House. Also, what confused me on my ballot today was when you flip it over, there was only one like non-incumbent judge on there.
Yeah. I didn't get that.
Like,
I'm like, so
I'm
what?
just
Do I
so-
just vote for this judge to stay?
Did you look into any of your local city positions before you guys voted,
A couple, yeah.
like city council and mayor and stuff?
I'm,
I
I'm
don't think-
ashamed to
mayor
say
wasn't
that
up.
no, I really didn't.
So I tried to look into Andover. So on mine, there was Andover City Council and mayor. And like the mayor one was pretty easy for me on who I wanted. But then like the city council, there are 6 people on there. But like when you go to look it up, only 2 of them actually took the time to make websites, which those are the 2 I voted for. Because if you're going to be doing this shit, I want somebody who's prepared. Like if you're going to run for city council and you can't even make a website for yourself, like I don't want you in my city council.
Right.
I also think
that
that in
makes
2
sense.
years or 4 years from now, I'm gonna run for city council in Andover.
Hell yeah, dude. I've considered getting involved in the politics around here, but there's so many damn hippies around here. Now with
You
having
can fix that.
I know, but with having the basement episodes up, like I got a lot working against me.
I know. If I do that, I'm probably gonna be like, hey, can you delete that? Unless we're the new Fox and Friends.
Yeah, you said at the beginning of this is going to be the new Fox and Friends. How are we going to do that if we just delete the whole channel? We can't give up.
If 4 years from now, the next election, we're gonna be big, 1 million followers. Might even get our own TV station. We'll all be in suits in 4 years.
Oh my god. Maybe not, just because I didn't dress up tonight. I wasn't
Let's just
prepared.
start, man. This
I
is the
know.
match that lights the fire.
Possibly. I do want to have more structure to this and have it be more streamlined. Have a
It
good
felt
flow
really
to it.
weird preparing for this.
Yeah.
Like coming into this without just talking, like not sharing plans, like making this shit, like it felt kind of weird, like having to like prep for this, like
yeah.
But it was good.
Like it's a job. No, it was great.
trying
I agree.
to do the state predictions, which first off I screwed up and I wanted to do it the day before the election. I thought election day was Wednesday, not Tuesday. So I said, yeah, let's do it Tuesday. But I think with how slow things moving here, it's probably good. I would almost recommend too splitting that up between 2 shows, doing just our state predictions and then the rest of this.
Yeah.
2
Yeah, I was
episodes.
wondering that. Like, fuck, what day is it? I don't even know anymore. It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I screwed up. But I think it worked out.
Oh yeah.
But it was
Oh, you
nice.
wanted to do it a day ahead, so you wanted to do it Monday.
Yes, but I thought
I see.
elections were tomorrow. So when I said Tuesday, I didn't realize it was election day.
Okay. Yeah,
But I think it worked out.
oh, absolutely. We made a prediction before anything even came in, and now we're seeing how it plays out. And I think that was to our benefit because we got to see Logan get something wonderfully wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most structure this podcast has ever had.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
Yeah.
ahead of time, setting something up and like doing homework and like.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's something I've always thought about, but then all of a sudden here we are doing it, and I've got nothing.
And
Absolutely
we just
nothing.
go down so many rabbit holes.
Oh, I know.
Like
Oh, yeah.
without structure, like it's hard to like plan stuff out and then not go down a rabbit hole when somebody brings up Hunter Biden. Like, are we gonna do this?
Yep. I know. Yeah, like. Yep. I don't even want to get started. Exactly.
No. I think Hunter deserves his own podcast.
Yep, exactly. I agree. We
I thought about tweeting at Hillary Clinton, invite her to come on tonight, but I just realized it's a bad idea.
Could you imagine?
Like if whatever reason she said yes, which would just be oh boy.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Like
But
I
if
would
she
try
did,
to be nice. Yeah, like I would try to be nice and like I hate her, but like it's like a respect kind of hate.
yeah,
Like I just hate Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but like with Hillary, like she's like a good villain.
it's
And
because she's been so successful at it. She hasn't been
yes.
caught. I'd ask her. I'd be like, "So who did you go through to have bleach bit your entire hard drive?"
Yeah, I need some help. Okay, but like say that actual Hillary Clinton got onto our Discord and came on, would you actually have the balls to say that to her face?
Yes, that's something I
Really?
want to know. Oh my god, I'd be like, so I'd want to ask her, do you really not know what it means to wipe a hard drive? Because somebody, I don't know if it was you or somebody within your campaign or who, I don't even know what you would call it, but somebody bleach bit your hard drive, which somebody has to know what they're talking about if they're going to do that. You can't just play
Yeah.
dumb and be like, wipe it like with a cloth. I don't know. I think she would hang up right away.
Oh yeah, you
Off of
ruin
that.
it. Like
I know,
that'd be
I would
another
ruin
thing,
it.
like, trying to be civil enough to like keep her on there and like actually ask questions without just being like, I'm not fucking getting paid for this. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go expose myself on the internet. Like
Yep. Yeah, like that one thing alone just kills me. The fact that she professionally wiped her hard drives and then when she's testifying, she's just like, wipe? Like with a cloth? Like she just plays stupid. I'm just like, come on, give me a break. And that's where we're at today. A lot of people don't understand technology. And I think that that's a lot of the reason that Biden's been fucked time and time again is he doesn't understand that the internet's forever. So when he goes around sniffing and grabbing kids, that we all get to see that for eternity. And we can go back and look at all the things that he's done in the past and how he's plagiarized a bunch of shit, lied about a whole bunch of shit, and somehow he's still the candidate that they run with and people support him.
I think there's
Beats
a
me.
bigger picture.
I'm just thinking the internet's changing things and the establishment doesn't know how to handle it and they don't like it. I think that's why they also want to regulate it so heavily so that they can try to keep that sort of shit under wraps. But it's too hard to suppress information. Once it's out, people copy it, they spread it, they share it, and it's forever. It's pretty hard to bury something if it ends up online.
Like speaking of like being online, like did you see what Driver posted on Facebook earlier?
No, I'm still not on Facebook. What'd he say?
I'm trying to find it. He's been just fucking putting up a storm on here.
Shannon's filled me in a little bit, but what do we got?
Did you even want to know some days?
No, I'm glad I'm not on Facebook, and I don't think I'll come back at this point. My
Oh,
life's
here's
a
what he
lot
put.
better without it.
So he posted this and has not replied to anybody yet. And I don't know who he said. Ashley Biden admitted in her diary that Joe frequently molested her.
Are you serious?
It's like, what? Like, is that true? Like, are you just like, is he just saying that? Like, and then everyone's like, wait, what? For real? And like, he's just not replied back, and it's been 5 hours.
Son of a bitch, Mitch. You can't just say something like that. All right.
Right? With no base.
Now I gotta look this up. Ashley Biden diary. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What do we find? Oh, I get some fact checks from
This bar.
not very big websites.
Like,
What is this?
it's almost
Medium?
so unbelievable, but because the internet's the internet in 2020, like it could be true.
No. Exclusive source: Biden daughter's diary details not appropriate showers with Joe as child.
What is that? What website is that from?
Medium.com. Here, I can send you the link to.
I'm on it right now, but
Or
I'm looking at it.
you're watching? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
How trustworthy is National File?
I don't know.
And like, because the damn media doesn't report anything, it's like if you only see it on one site, you don't know if whether it's true or not. Like
Yeah.
you think, oh, something is big, but of course, it
Well-
would get hidden.
You think Fox would run with it if it was valid?
Or someone.
Someone, yeah. So what does it say? National File has obtained what a whistleblower has identified as a copy of the complete diary of Ashley Blazer Biden, the 39-year-old daughter of Democrat presidential candidate Joe Biden. I didn't even know he had a daughter, honestly. Dating from during the 2020 presidential campaign. National File also knows the reported precise location of the physical diary and has been told by a whistleblower that there exists an audio recording of Ashley Biden admitting this is her diary. Okay. So they claim to have evidence.
Oh, group of 30 in Minneapolis marching, lighting off fireworks near Lindale. Yep. Oh boy, it's starting.
It's getting going already, huh?
Yeah. See what else there is. Spray painting, fireworks going off, wearing all black, some on bikes, turning up Lake Street right now by Calhoun. There's an assault with a pool stick half an hour ago. Shooting 49 minutes ago. Yeah, just a shit show. Oh boy, this is interesting.
Oh wow, Anoka's going Trump. 48%.
Wow.
Hey, you're welcome. One of those 99,000 votes is me, baby.
That's so close.
And Hennepin. That's Minnesota as a whole.
God damn it. Of course, St. Louis goes blue.
It hung out for a long time.
It did.
Wait, that might have been 16.
Oh, there's my remote.
Reporting, guys, when it gets to 100%, the votes in. This remains 100% the precinct in that county are in. More votes could come in the days ahead as they're coming to the mail. All right, thanks, Chris. Turning to Minnesota Senate race.
Yeah, I just fucking hate with this argument about like mail-in ballots after election. All we've been hearing for the last like 3 months is mail-in ballot, early ballot, blah 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 blah. And I'm sorry, but if you don't have your ballot in, if you're gonna do mail-in ballot and you can't get it in a week before the election, it should count.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's a new thing, and it's been being pushed so heavily for months. Like, if you waited this long to mail your ballot in, it should not count. I'm sorry.
Just go in and vote.
Did you, or did you vote early?
I had a ballot, but I thought I could go and hand it in because I thought that's what I don't know, whatever I got in the mail, it said like, oh, if you don't mail it in, just go turn it in at your polling place. But
Yeah.
that wasn't true. When I showed up, they had me rip it up and give it to them, and then I had to get a new ballot and fill it out. Because I thought about mailing it
Really?
in, but I wanted to make sure that it was legit. Yeah, I thought that was strange. So I had to rip it up, and then I filled out a new one, which then made me
Because
nervous.
they probably saw Trump on there and didn't want 2 votes for him.
Yeah, right. So I was like, I hope I filled out Trump again. I hope I didn't accidentally circle Biden. Dude, so I'm looking at this thing, and if these screenshots are of somebody's actual diary, like, for one, it's fucked up what I'm reading in this diary. And if it actually is Joe Biden's daughter, this is some shit. Like, I don't even know where to start. There's these 4 pages that we've got pulled up right here, and the whole thing is... Dude, I don't even feel comfortable reading it. It's fucked up. Oh, let's see.
Turn my camera off so you don't have to look at that. Shut the camera off.
I don't know if you'll be able to quite read it.
Right.
The print is fucking small. I'll have to zoom in on it because I can hardly fucking read it. Where did it go? There.
I know she had drug problems too.
Well, it sounds like she had more problems than just that. I can't get it to show up right. There you go. What? Oh, I gotta go
Fuck.
back. That's not the right one. I go back up. Here, I gotta read this. I remember the Q-tips. I hated getting my ears clean. What does that say? Does that say beating my vagina?
What?
What? I can't tell what that word is, but something with my vagina due to overhearing parents having sex. My mother not emotionally available. My father I could get love. What? I don't know. It's hard to understand what this is. It seems to be just like little statements. I am not your mother. Blanket being taken away. Not letting myself go to the bathroom.
Are you on the Jewish Voice?
I'm still on that whatever fucking website. What is this? National File.
Yeah, Patrick Howley broke the National File. He previously worked for the Daily Caller, Epcot Times, Washington Free Beacon, editor for the American Spectator, and has been published in Wall Street Journal. Hey, Biden has been married before.
Yeah, he was
Jill's
married.
not his first wife.
No, he was married to that other lady who ended up dying, I think, in the car accident.
Oh,
But there was some speculation or people talking about how this relationship with Jill was going on before his wife even passed away.
well, I don't think Republicans have much of a hill to stand on when it comes to that kind of stuff.
No, and I don't look at these things through a Republican or a Democrat lens.
No.
Like just your general sort of human being, and there's a lot of fucked up human beings in politics and left and right, and we've seen that for a long time. Just the establishment politicians that have. It doesn't matter if they have an R or D next to their name; they're still gonna benefit the corporations that end up giving them money after they get out of office. Like you see with Joe Biden, he all of a sudden gets millions of dollars after he's done being vice president. Same with Obama. So I don't know. I don't look much into that, but it's just fucking A, dude. I don't trust Joe Biden simply because of the video footage we've seen of him, for one.
Yeah.
All of the other shit that we've seen too with Hunter Biden, that shit's fucked up. I don't know. He seems to be a shady character, and his deals with China and everything else. I don't want any of that. That's
The
what makes
Ukraine
me.
prosecutor.
Yep. Oh yeah. When he flat out admits, Joe Biden, he's bragging. He's like, yeah, I told him, like, fire this guy or you're not getting your $1 billion. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
That's not a quid pro quo at all.
No, not at all. It's only on tape. That's what makes me feel like Trump's an actual outsider, because both Republicans and Democrats have hated him and not wanted him in his position. So if the whole establishment hates you, I think I can get behind that.
Right?
But look
Like,
at this.
I mean, Richter brings up
What?
interesting points about he lets all these neocons in his ear, and I don't agree with that. But like, if he's truly approaching like a business, I can see why he would do that.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be pragmatic about how you go about some of these things, especially when it comes to the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
I think if you went
Like
about
that
it the right
Patriot
way.
Act is huge.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't want to end up like JFK, does he? Or anybody else?
No. Oh, man, I don't think they have the balls to do that.
No, not with this guy.
Because you
Should've
kill
hit the fan.
Trump, and there's an inkling that the establishment had anything to do with it. Ugh, boy.
Yeah. Right? That'd be some shit.
You lost the military, you lost police, you lost anyone who's going to stop them and defend you. And you have the boog. That's how it starts.
Yep. Dude, what if it does play out this way, where Trump ends up getting the popular vote, but he doesn't get the electoral votes? Because, I mean, at least what this is reporting right now, Biden's at 209, Trump's at 118, but Trump has more votes.
But nothing's been called yet, so those numbers are false.
Yeah, they are bullshit. And let's see, what is Virginia still saying? Virginia, what horseshit? I can't. We'll see how it plays out in the end. I don't understand how they're reporting that Biden won, even though there's no sign of it based on what they're saying. Minnesota, fuck. Of course they went for fucking Biden.
I don't know if Minnesota's over yet.
No, it's not, but it's not finalized at all. Look, California, 4% in, they already gave it to Biden.
Oh, you get at 0% in, and I would tell you that it's going Biden.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, that's the problem. If you need 270 in, you get one state, between California and New York, you're already almost a third of the way there with just New York and California.
Yeah.
Because New York's 29 votes and California is 55. So, yeah, like I said, the left rips the Electoral College so much, but they don't understand that they pretty much start 100 points ahead.
Yep.
With those two states.
Yep. I was talking to somebody that was bitching about the Electoral College, and they didn't understand it, and they're like, why doesn't it come down to the popular vote? I'm like, well, you realize most of the population is on the coast, majority in California and New York. Do you really want California and New York being the deciding factor in how the rest of the country runs? Do you want them to just be like, this is who our president is? You don't give.
They said yes. I'm sure.
Well, no, she was like, okay, that makes sense. It was never explained to her that way, because I'm like, Montana would become obsolete.
Wyoming,
at that point,
yeah.
all of them, like, they would have no voice. Like, New York and California still have a lot of leverage, but they don't have as much power because they're limited in how strong they are. Because if it was strictly based on population, these two states would swing the election every single fucking time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even care if Biden wins but doesn't get the popular vote, because the left is so good at just shifting their stance, the snap of fingers, and just ignoring everything they've ever said before.
Yep.
So it won't even be as funny as we want it to be if they were just looking for humor out of it, because it's just going to be so cynical. Like, oh well, yeah, that's how it works. That's what it's here for. Thank God for the Electoral College. It's a staple of our democracy. It's like 2 days ago you were
That's
trying to
funny.
abolish it.
Right.
I mean, part of me wants Trump to win both just to shut everyone up. But like, it would also be
Yeah.
very entertaining if he won just the Electoral College again. But the problem with that is that's how shit might change. Like, that's how they get the movement to get rid of it if they can get Trump twice in a row with it. So I think best case scenario for America is to have Trump win both.
Yeah. He has a clean sweep of the whole thing.
But I'm actually more interested in Congress and the House and the Senate than I am electoral,
Yeah.
or the executive, because the executive thing is just more pride at this point. Like, I want fucking Trump and not Biden, but
House and Senate's where it really counts.
he's losing. Biden's losing ground in Minnesota. 40% of precincts reporting he was up 300,000. He's only up 250 now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Wow. He's losing ground.
Wow. Let me hit the restroom quick and I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. Well.
I'm back.
Right on.
Gotta make a beer run.
Oh, yeah. You work tomorrow?
Yeah. But I told him I'd be up late doing this, so.
Yeah.
All right. Meeting by 9. All right.
I can't go too much later. I gotta be up at 5. I gotta get some good
Ooh.
sleep.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's the drawback of the job, but I do like getting done at like 1 or 2 o'clock. Then I'm
What
free.
time are you calling it?
I don't know. I mean, I typically go to bed around 11 or midnight. I only get about 5 or
same.
6 hours of sleep on average. That's all I need.
Same. I generally go to bed at midnight and get up at 7.
Yeah,
I get to work by 8.
there you go. Yeah, I can go for maybe another 20 minutes or half hour.
All right. Yeah, like every night or every morning I wake up, I'm just freaking tired. I'm like, yeah, and I'm sitting there in the day tired. I'm like, God, I'm going to bed at like 10 o'clock tonight.
Yep.
Next thing you know, it's midnight. Like, fuck.
Yep. Once
Just
you get
rabbit
going,
holes.
yeah, I always just force myself to get in the shower. Once I get in the shower, I wake up. That's all it takes.
Yeah, I need a cup of coffee. I mean, showers just don't always do it. And I shower at night most times, just in case I wake up late, so I don't have to like skip a shower.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
go shower.
I feel that. I'm not a caffeine guy. I cut that out quite a while ago, so I'm not dependent on any of that, which I enjoy.
Really?
Yep. No.
I don't know if I could cut out the coffee.
No pop, no coffee, nothing. I can't do caffeine. Occasionally, I'll have a little. I'll have a little bit. I'll sip on like a Coke or something like that, but it's
I quit pop for a while, and now it's like I'm back on it. Like I buy a 12-pack of Wild Trade Pepsi every 2 weeks.
yeah.
And just for lunch, I'll have one, or if I'll get thirsty, I'll have one here and there. Like generally 2 extra a week. Sometimes it's Monday, but I don't really rely on pop for caffeine. It's mostly just coffee.
Right.
And now all the good Christmas stuff's coming out. Like Starbucks or Caribou makes a reindeer blend. It's actually super good.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think I ended up trying coffee when I was younger, and I just found it to be disgusting. And I think that just stuck with me. And I haven't really tried it since. I worked at a Holiday gas station, I guess, and you got free coffee when you worked there, or the cappuccinos, and I would do that every once in a while. Because I was also working at Papa John's at the time. Oh my god, dude, some of the shifts I would run. I'd work all day at Papa John's, and then somebody would call in at Holiday, and I'd cover their shift for an overnight. And then I'd end up just working like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then I'd have to go into my other job the next fucking day. And
Just
it was
dead tired.
Just constant. So those were the times where I'm like, I need something, anything. I'll take a 5-hour energy, coffee, whatever.
I started out when I started drinking coffee, and I started like working till 2 a.m. or doing overnights. And it'd be like, I started with like a bunch of sugar and creamers and stuff. Then eventually like worked my way down to like now I just pretty much drink my coffee with, sometimes I'll put sugar in it, but normally it's just black. Like,
yeah.
Cool.
Straight
Trump's
up.
only up 80,000 votes in Wisconsin, 70% reporting.
See, I gotta get a better map. This is some more shit.
I said I'm watching NBC right now, or KARE 11 technically. But they haven't called the state yet.
NBC? Oh, it just went to commercial for me online.
Yeah, I brought my TV into the office. Trying to be smart. Should be watching Channel 4 with Pat Kessler. It's his last election. Let's see here. They all probably say different stuff.
That would make this race important to Joe Biden. And Theo, you've been heat of breakfast.
Huh.
Toss.
Maybe a little more.
By our members, that's
No fucking way.
What is that?
I'm looking at CBS, and they're showing Pennsylvania right now. It's showing Trump's winning, but they're still saying that it's I don't know.
Did you see that picture I shared in the messenger earlier
Which one?
of the Philadelphia guy with the ballot box going to his car?
No. What?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to keep up on this shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
sure.
just opened it up and there's 43 messages.
Yeah, if you're gone for a while, it's tough to bounce back.
Well, you guys go off while I'm at work all day. And then when I open it up, there could be 100 messages, and I gotta scroll back through it.
It's tough to read them all.
Well, then I want to respond, but then I'm coming in like super fucking late. Was that one of the Twitter links you shared?
No, there's a picture.
How did I not see that one?
Do you see it?
Not yet. When was it? New picture
Sure.
revealed. No official ballot box being taken away. No way. Wow. Did not see that. Oh, okay. Here it is. 4:30.
Minnesota's at 46% now, and Biden's up a lot. Man, I don't understand Minnesota.
No.
I wish the liberals would just leave America, go to Venezuela or something.
Go to Venezuela.
It's like Omar wins by 150,000 votes. That is a mass commercial.
I used to say I don't understand how she won, but then after seeing all that O'Keefe shit, it makes a little more sense to me, I guess.
Oh yeah. Like how somebody can support somebody who thinks that terrorist families should get life insurance is
Yeah.
beyond me.
I like that's what I think of. I'm like, what did she
Like, I get it's
run
not
on
the
that
family's
everybody
fault.
got behind? Sorry, what'd you say?
The fact she's a Muslim woman.
Oh, that's what got her in. I forget
Probably.
how progressive we are.
Like
That was one of the things that I thought
you
of
actually-
earlier when we were chatting. Is that's what the Dems are going to become? Is just who's more progressive.
Oh, exactly. Like I said, if the Republicans don't follow this Trump train somehow, like it'd be easy pickings for the progressive to get an actual president.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
Biden and like Hillary are corporatists, left. Like they're not progressive.
Right.
Like it pisses their base off. Like Hillary was a safer bet than Joe, but still, like I don't know. The progressive part of the party is not big enough yet that they can run a complete progressive ticket.
Right. They're getting there though. They're gaining
Oh yeah,
a lot of ground.
keep indoctrinating people to go to college and get dead, not buy houses, and like
Yep.
keep doing that, and sure enough, you'll get your intended result. It's like it's almost impossible to stop at this point. Like, how do you fight it? I
Yeah.
don't know who those are.
So, do some of these states see? I haven't looked into this too much. So, what that picture you shared? Would you say that was Philadelphia?
Yeah.
They don't have electronic counting. It's all hand counted. Is that what's going on?
No, I think they do, but I don't know. I guess I don't really know how it works in each state.
Well,
I know
'cause-
Minnesota, you just scan.
Yeah, well, you're the one that puts it into the machine, and it's like, all
Yep.
right, you're good to go, and
Yep.
there's like no interaction with the person. You're not dropping it into a box; it goes through a machine. So that makes
Yeah.
me feel like
Oh,
okay,
Biden's-
that's counted.
Biden's down to 245 in Minnesota with 47% in.
Wow.
Tina Smith's probably gonna win, which sucks. I like Jason Lewis. Hagedorn's gonna win that's too early. He's only leading by 5,000 votes. Better Richter share. Ooh, Angie Craig's in trouble. Not really, but
No
Dean
way.
Phillips. Yeah, I think Dean Phillips won. The Richter post on Twitter. McCollum. 22% reporting. Omar smoked him. Amherst up by 68, with 64% reporting. Colin Peterson's making a comeback.
Who is?
Colin Peterson.
Not familiar.
Yeah, he's been a U.S. representative for the last 30 years in Minnesota. He's an NRA supported Democrat. He has an A+ rating with NRA.
Oh.
Should I know that was possible?
Right.
I almost think the best group of politicians is the corporatist leftist.
Really?
Because you have your
Clintons?
far right Republicans, but
Like your Clintons and Bidens, or who?
more like you're Colin Peterson's there that kind of understand, because your liberal Republicans suck because they don't actually do anything. They don't have a backbone. A lot of the GOP doesn't have a backbone. You have far right people, which I like, but they're also against some things I have no issues with. Then you have your progressives, which fuck that. I'll never support progressives. So it's almost like your moderate left. And Hillary and Biden aren't moderate left. They're more moderate left than some of the progressives, but they're almost like leftist Republicans. Hillary Clinton's was running on Dick Cheney's she's a carbon copy of Dick Cheney, except for Dick Cheney was okay with gay marriage first.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Bring back the
I see what you're
JFK
saying.
Democrats. Yeah.
Yeah.
The good old I'll support a JFK Democrat, but they hardly exist anymore.
Right. They don't exist. One of my buddies, he was asking me, he's like, is there anybody that the Democrats could have put up that you would have voted for? Tulsi Gabbard.
Ooh.
I don't agree with her on a lot of shit, but I just want to have the hot Hawaiian mama as the president. That's what I want.
She's such a socialist, though.
I know, but just having...
You can't vote for someone because they're hot, Ryan.
Why?
Otherwise, you're going to be an AOC fan.
Who says I'm not?
Oh, God. You just want to see her rack.
Yeah, I just want there to be a nip slip while she's giving a State of the Union address.
She doesn't even have swimsuit pictures out there.
Yeah, true. She did, though. Could you imagine? She'd have so much support.
I'd vote for her. But
Exactly.
No,
Yes, you
I
would.
wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
If I was going to vote for people because they're hot, I would vote for Hillary.
I'm talking now. We're not going to look back to what did she look like when she was younger.
Ryan, I'm talking 2016 Hillary.
No, she wasn't
No.
hot.
What about Joe?
Now I got to look it up. Joe Biden?
No, Joe Jorgensen.
Oh, that Joe. So confusing. I don't. She's too much of a mom to me, and I don't
Some people like that.
Yeah, she's not a hot mom. She's not a MILF.
She's like a Midwest Hillary Clinton.
2016 Hillary. She was not hot.
She's not hot.
She's an old. Yeah.
I just like to make that joke.
Oh my God. Yeah. Let's look at Joe Jorgensen.
She's not hot.
No, look at her. She's kind of scary. We need to be actively
Michelle Obama.
anti-racist. She's fucking terrifying. Those eyes, dude.
Yeah, Joe came to the mob.
Oh wait, I'm thinking Michelle Bachmann. Fuck.
Well, what about
Shell-
Angie Craig?
Michelle Obama. I still question if she has a penis or not.
She's a very handsome woman. Okay.
She's a yes. Angie Craig. Let's look her up. Angie Craig. Angie Craig's wife. Oh, she's a lesbo.
Yeah.
I can see that. She's got the face. Who's the? Wait, what? I'm confused by this picture. I don't know what that is.
Look at Peggy Flanagan.
Peggy Flanagan. Really? Is this what gets Mitch going?
Yes, it is.
No, wait. What is it? The nose?
I don't know.
I've got a nose
He's-
like that. Is he attracted to me?
He
That's
might
scary.
be.
Oh God.
He says it. There's look at the one on the left.
Which
The
this
no
one?
glasses. Yeah. He says that she has perfect genetics. Is his argument.
No, Driver.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Okay, every single picture here, she looks exactly like a Karen. Does she not?
Yes.
Like, what? Is that her husband? What?
It might be.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. No.
He's part native. That has nothing to do with it or anything bad about it, but
Hey, see, I don't think I ever really looked at photos of her.
hey, look at Christy Nome.
Perfect genetics. Okay, there we go. She, I can't even remember how to spell her name. Christy.
KRISTINOEM, I
Yeah,
think.
There we go. Oh my God, what a difference!
Right?
Yes. Yes. Dude, if she ran for president, hell yeah.
Janice McGreachin, which is McGreachin.
Okay, found it.
Lieutenant Governor of Idaho. Her daughter in that picture right there is like 32 years old. She's a GM of a part owner / general manager of a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
She's all right.
This is the. Just type the word van in after her name.
Type what?
The van. It was the van,
Oh.
like the vehicle. I think it was the first one.
Van.
That's what she was driving around like the other day to combat COVID and how the governor's handling it.
Oh my God. Carrying a Bible and a pistol.
Yep.
Wow. That's funny. Okay. Yeah. She's all right. What does
You're
it
my
say about
business.
me that I would base my vote on your attractiveness?
You're a simp.
There we go. Yep.
You're pretty much Will Smith.
Oh my God. No, don't do that to me.
Does your wife have any entanglements that we need to know about?
I hope not. I'll have to ask her. God, it was
Who
just
just
an
jumped in?
Just
Who
an
jumped in?
Spenny.
What's up, Spenny?
We need to get Spenny some fucking Wi-Fi
Yeah.
or like a better connection with his Wi-Fi.
Buy him a hotspot.
What's up, buddy? Welcome back.
Just happy to be here.
Happy
We're
to have
happy
you.
to have you. You have the floor, sir.
Looking good.
Who's on right now?
Just us.
We got like 10 minutes before we're calling it.
Yeah, we're winding down.
People probably won't listen this far down.
No.
I'll probably shut it off when we start talking about wedding rings. Spencer, did it take you a while to get used to wearing your wedding ring? No?
Well, I found myself playing with it a lot, but
Yeah.
it wasn't because it bothered me. It was just something that you did.
Sure.
Because I got mine in the mail yesterday, so I wore it for the day just to try and get used to it, and it was like just annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I just played with it because it was something new, but it never annoyed me.
Did you wear rings before or no?
Not really, but now I do. I got all sorts of diamond rings because I'm rich as fuck.
That farmer salary?
Yeah.
My wife hates when I say that.
That you're rich as fuck. That's funny.
Is she still freaking out?
I just she's calmed down a little bit.
What is it?
She's actually able to fall asleep, so we weren't expecting that.
Oh
Oh.
yeah. Well, before when she was freaking out, it looked like
Yeah.
Trump was leading, but
I suppose we probably won't even know the true results until a few days from now.
yeah. Yeah, who knows?
Right. Ryan, if he
Is that
takes
true?
Pennsylvania, you might be perfect on your guesses.
Hell yeah.
Alaska is the question mark, but I haven't seen anything from that yet. I don't think it's closed yet.
Yeah, there's nothing coming in yet.
What does that usually go?
Republican. Pretty sure.
Yeah, Trump's up big in Pennsylvania right now.
Yeah.
They're still calling Biden in New Hampshire 53-45, which I think that was Logan. I don't know. When this is all said and done, I'll see who is the closest being right. Winner gets to name the next podcast.
Next episode.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We'll make him a basement t-shirt. Get some swag going.
There we go. I didn't want to go all red with mine. I don't know if I even gave one to Biden, but
You did not.
I just they were all so close.
I haven't been able to hear Ryan all night. It sucks.
Really? That's weird. You don't have me muted, do you? You can hear me, right, Feldman?
Yeah.
I guess we've been chatting this whole time. I'd assume you hear me.
I'm just making up shit you say.
Just read
Yeah.
my lips.
North Carolina is 95% in. Trump's up 50.1% to 48.7, but it's only like a little, like a 90,000 vote lead.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
And how
gonna
much
lose
voting is
Arizona,
left in that state or tallying?
like 7%. He's gonna lose Arizona. It looks like.
Yeah, it appears that way.
Yeah, it's
Which
way
is
closer
interesting,
than
though.
last time. So.
Because like he's getting the swing states, and there hasn't been really any surprise states that went blue. So I don't know.
What did go blue that didn't?
Nothing yet. Nothing's really a surprise. Michigan and Wisconsin would be a surprise if they went red.
I see Minnesota's basically pulling away blue again.
He keeps losing his lead. He's down to 245. He was at 300 earlier.
That's a lot of ground to make up.
I don't know. It doesn't look like northern Minnesota's been fully even like in though yet.
Yeah, this is a decent chunk.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, it's all up north. It's all Trump signs. 90% of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Bemidji this weekend, and like for every 25 Trump signs, there's one Biden sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But there's a reason why it's called the Great Up North. Nothing up there but cows and rocks, as Walls would say.
Oh, they fucking hate walls up there.
Well, yeah.
On every Trump sign, there's pretty much just more polite saying "fuck you, Tim Walz."
Yeah.
Good.
They've got to like on at like bars they'll have it. Like bars will be like they'll have like little posted like Musk must wear mask. You can thank the governor walls or some shit like that.
Yeah.
They
Like,
do
even
not
in the
like
cities, we're seeing that though. Like, I was trying to contact a brewery for something for work, and they're talking about their mask policy. And on their website, they're like, if you have a problem with this, please contact our complaint department at Governor Tim Walz, and gave his number. He
There you
makes the
go.
rules, not us.
There
That
you
was
go.
Brooklyn Park. That's Omar country.
Wow.
Yeah, shit like that. You see it everywhere now. Yeah. Oof.
I don't know.
I wish I
just
could hear Ryan talk right now because I'd like to hear about what Duluth is like right now. But
You really can't hear
his
me?
mic's not coming through, so I can't hear him.
I don't understand that. I don't get why.
Yeah.
But maybe
We're
he
on the
can draw
same
me a
Discord,
picture or
and I can hear you.
something.
I'm not muted for anybody, as far as I could tell.
I live out in
Yeah.
the country, so I get like zero service. So
Yeah.
We'll
I
buy
could
you a
see that.
what I
hotspot.
always run into with problems out here when we do these.
It's a damn shame. I wish it worked better.
Yeah.
Do we have a budget for
All right,
base
guys,
boost?
signing out. I'm gonna go to
All right.
bed. Hopefully, wake
All
up
right,
to
peace
a
out, man.
big red W.
Yeah. Later, homie.
See you guys later. Peace, love.
Fox News projects Trump wins pivotal state of Ohio.
It's looking like it.
Right now, the projection is Biden. Yeah. Biden 192 to Trump 100 and something. Rhode Island is a Democratic senator incumbent for Oregon. Looks like Idaho is going to keep their senator, incumbent red. Arizona's losing one. The Democrats going to gain a Senate spot in Arizona. Keep the North Carolina one.
Looks like Texas is holding red.
Yeah, it's gonna be close with Texas. I kind of looking at everything I looked up. That was one I did. The three I did the most research on were Texas, Wisconsin, and Florida. I'm like, I don't think anyone fucking knows what was gonna happen in Florida until it happens. But like Texas is gonna make a push, but at the end of the day, I think it'll stay red. Senate tied at this hour, 43-43 on the projected winners. They're giving Trump South Carolina. Yeah, right now
Wow,
the
dude.
projected winners, Biden's up 192 to 114.
I don't get that shit. Some of this shit's
It's hard
wrong.
to take it seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not accurate. Like especially if they're giving him certain states where I don't know.
I mean, Tennessee
So
looks like it's all
fucked
but done.
Yeah, some of these are.
It looks like for the most part, the Senate it could be 50-50 at this rate.
Yeah. Damn.
Utah is looking like Trump, but it's only 68% in, but he's got a huge lead. Vermont's pretty much all but Biden. Yeah, Biden's got Vermont.
Wow. Mitch McConnell stays. Easy.
Oh, because people are loving him now. Virginia is looking like Biden. 75% in. West Virginia is 92% in. Trump's up double the votes of Biden. I mean, it looks like right now Trump's just winning the small states, which doesn't really bode well with electoral colleges. Wisconsin, 60% in. Trump's up 100,000 votes. Long ways to go there still.
Yeah.
Trump has
Michigan.
60,000 more votes in Wyoming. Yeah, we're losing a Senate seat to Montana.
In 2016, didn't we have a much better idea of where we were at this point? Because I remember sitting at the bar, watching TV, thinking like, holy shit, he actually got it. And I was able to go to bed thinking like, oh, the fucker won. Whereas now I'm going to go to bed and I have no idea.
I remember it was around 11 o'clock because I got called in for an emergency overnight shift that my person called off last minute. I just got done going on a date. And I walk in and I look at my phone for the first time all night. I'm like, holy shit, like they aren't calling states right now. So I don't get
What's so different this time around?
the media.
Right.
Well, also I wonder if it's the mail-in ballots too. That's why they're not calling stuff.
Possibly. Yeah. I wonder if that just opens it up for more shady shit like you're talking about. They're just going to dump some ballots in and be like, oh, look at that. We just squeaked by. We made up the difference.
Emergency Democratic votes.
Yeah. Because I swear to God.
My biggest.
No, I mean, it makes sense because last time that we had a much clearer answer. Whereas tonight, I have no idea. Like, I'm looking at the map. The percentage reporting and then who they're giving states to doesn't make any sense. Like they're trying to say that Biden already won Virginia, and I've been checking this constantly. Like the gap's closing, but how are they saying that he won it already when the numbers aren't there? Trump's still ahead of him.
Well, it's also very interesting that we haven't heard about Florida in a while.
Yeah. Well, that one's at 98%. Well, they're not even calling that. That one's at 98%.
And they haven't even reported on it. Like all these states coming across. They haven't even said Florida, shown Florida in a lot, like an hour or so.
Right. And Trump has over 300,000 votes on him there, from what I see.
It's almost like they don't want Trump to win that.
They don't want to admit it. Oh, now Biden has the popular vote, and he's ahead by 1%.
Yeah, but what's the country coming in at? Like 45%? If that?
As far as reported votes?
Yeah.
I can't see that from right here.
Trump's hanging on to Wisconsin, 80% reported. Joe's got 26,000 votes. Jorgensen. Like what I was with Minnesota is why it takes so long to report everything. Like, you think that with how many people vote during the day and you scan it in, it would count and then send you a number quickly.
Yeah, I think
I never understood that. Holy shit, Kistner's starting to run away with it. Yeah, Dean Phillips won. That's almost 100%. Yeah, Trump's might take Pennsylvania at 50%. He's up 56-42. He's up 500,000 votes. Ohio, Florida. But they're not giving him Florida yet on the map. Yeah, it's really hard to trust this stuff.
No. I mean, yes, it is very hard.
A lot of speculation.
Is Jorgensen gonna do
Holy
worse?
shit! Biden 58% is reported, and Biden's to 237,000 now. In Minnesota, he's winning by 237,000. It was like 300,000 a while ago.
Gap's closing.
And this is our election
there's
results
still
in the
a lot
United
of ground
States.
to
And look
make
at this.
up.
Hillary Clinton actually leads at this hour in the popular vote. We're not done
60%.
counting here
It
in
pretty
the
much is
United
all
States
gonna
yet.
have
But
come
Hillary
through
Clinton.
Trump, but if it's outstate, maybe. Listen, I'm not going to be upset if Trump doesn't win Minnesota. I get it, but like, all right, I think I'm calling it.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I gotta go to bed.
All right, maybe we'll do a recap tomorrow if there's any news.
Yeah, well, Mitch wants to do one, so we'll have to sit down and review where we're at, see what's
Yep.
going on, watch the news during the day, and all that fun shit.
Sounds good, man. Peace out.
Yeah, catch you later, homie. It was fun.
Bye.
Later.